here, Cat.
Complete CatDog animated series Lore Explored. CatDog is a comedic animated series about the world's strangest pair, one half cat, one half dog, and zero personal space. Living in the chaotic town of Nearburg, Cat and Dog tackle everyday life from totally opposite perspectives. Cat is smart, snarky and fussy, while Dog is goofy, loyal and full of energy. Together they face bullies, bizarre neighbours and hilarious misadventures that always test their teamwork. Whether they're chasing fame, food or just trying to get along, CatDog's oddball bond proves that even the weirdest families can stick together. It's double trouble and double the fun. Today, we will be covering the episodes that showcase Cat and Dog's funniest adventures, wildest mishaps, and the unforgettable chaos that comes from two completely opposite personalities sharing one body. Dog Gone, Part 1, Episode 1. Cat and Dog enjoy a game of fetch in their yard, until Dog gets distracted by a squirrel in a tree. In the chaos, Cat winds up with his mouth crammed full of acorns. Later, when they head inside for soda, Winslow emerges and notes how well the duo work together. He swiftly changes subject, pondering how exhausting it is to be with someone else all the time. This makes Cat realise that he and Dog hardly ever get real time apart. Winslow frequently acts as a mediator, pushing Cat and Dog in the direction of significant realisations throughout the series. The following morning, Cat sees the garbage truck in front of their house and panics. Dog sees too, running after it and pulling Cat along, causing mishaps and even an encounter with the greasers. Fatigued, Cat covers Dog with another cat's backside to have some aloneness. At first he relishes it, but eventually gets pangs of loneliness and guilt. Again seeing the garbage truck, Cat acknowledges he misses Dog, and they make up with newfound closeness. The greaser's fixation on chasing CatDog provides ongoing comedic conflict throughout the series. Fan Mail Part 2, Episode 1. CatDog start talking about where they came from after Dog reads a strange letter addressed to themselves asking, "Dear us, where did we come from?" Cat finds it silly and calls it pathetic. He tries to make up an impressive story, claiming they are from royal English parents who wore crowns made of odd things like sausages and bowling balls. Dog interrupts and adds wild details about growing up in the Florida Alps and flying into space. The Florida Alps joke is a playful reference to Florida being flat and having no mountains at all. Cat gets annoyed and blames Dog's wild imagination for why they never get any fan mail. Then Winslow shows up, saying he forgot to give them a few letters. One is from Taco Depot, which bans them from eating there forever. Apparently, Dog took the all-you-can-eat rule way too literally. This episode humorously highlights CatDog's classic personality clash. Cat's pride versus Dog's carefree silliness. All You Can't Eat, Part 3, Episode 1. At Taco Depot, Rancid Rabbit trains new worker Dunglap on 3 rules. Whoever wears the taco shell is boss, keep clean, and never let CatDog in. Outside, Dog spots the No CatDog sign and drools at the thought of tacos. Cat reminds him they were banned after Dog ate nearly everything. Disguised as Dog Cat, they sneak in but get caught and thrown out. Rancid Rabbit often appears as CatDog's boss or enemy in different jobs across the series. Determined, Cat and Dog try multiple disguises and even flirt with Rancid in drag, but always fail. Crawling through air ducts, they crash into the taco bar, causing chaos. Dog's uncontrollable appetite fuels many of the show's funniest food disasters. When the owner arrives, he fires Rancid for the mess and promotes Dunglap, who happily lets CatDog in. Dog celebrates, but Cat groans. He's too full to eat. Dunglap's promotion is one of his rare standout moments in the series.
Definitely not. I don't care how I look. Wow, cool. Please!
Flee or Die, Part 1, Episode 2. Cat and Dog visit the beach in an attempt to find beautiful girls. Cat instructs Dog on how to stay cool, but ends up embarrassing himself by shrieking when he steps into the water. When they approach two girls for conversation, they get rejected. Shortly thereafter, someone makes fun of them and finds out they have fleas. The title Flea or Die is a clever play on words for do or die, demonstrating Cat's overdramatic flair for handling minor issues. Cat declines the flea bath and dons an ugly flea control belt instead, which everyone ridicules. Eventually he confesses his vanity had made it worse and finally gets the bath done. The belt, ironically, becomes a current fashion trend. This episode satirically depicts how Cat's style fixation tends to get him into trouble, while Dog tags along for the ride.
Hey, you got dog food in.
CatDog Food, Part 2, Episode 2. CatDog resolved to seek employment after watching Barry the Baboon, Choco Crowd's mascot. They're hungry and broke, so Cat notices a newspaper advertisement for cat food sampling. Because it's for cats only, Dog hides as Cat tries out. Barry the Baboon parodies excessive mascots employed in actual advertising to make products irresistible. On the tasting, Dog inadvertently participates and enjoys the cat meal, which is surprising for the employees. This results in the production of CatDog Food, whose slogan combines the cat and dog meals. They become overnight sensations, with Cat dreaming of magazine covers and even a country called after them. The saturation index comically gauges CatDog's popularity, with Dog achieving a ridiculously high reading of 212. Merchandising follows, but Cat disparages the merchandise, and competitors sully CatDog Food. The company folds, and Cat confesses his ego destroyed the deal. Dog forgives him and selects the no-cost brick merchandise over the bus pack. This segment spoofs celebrity endorsements and the temporary nature of fame in food.
We'll just cross when the traffic stops.
The Island, Part 1, Episode 3. CatDog bike to the airport, with Dog pedaling and Cat steering while reading a travel brochure. Distracted, Cat misses the turn. They dodge a truck and crash onto a traffic island surrounded by speeding cars. Dog panics, but Cat insists they'll still catch their flight. When the crosswalk signal won't change, Cat angrily smashes it and calls Winslow for help, only to be mocked instead. Winslow often acts as Cat's sarcastic tormentor, adding humour to Cat's frustrations. With no rescue coming, Cat tries sending a message in a bottle, while Dog builds a cosy hut. They fool drivers into tossing food, briefly enjoying life on the island until a huge street sweeper destroys it all. Starving, they grow delirious and almost turn on each other. The episode spoofs survival stories like Cast Away and Gilligan's Island. They build a raft to escape, but end up crashing again. Dog revives Cat, who thinks they've reached paradise, until realizing they're stuck on a vacation billboard. Dog cheerfully pretends it's real, while Cat despairs over their bad luck.
Yeah, told you.
All You Need Is Lube, Part 2, Episode 3. When a tick bites Lube's toe, Cat flicks it off, and Lube thinks Cat saved his life. Overjoyed, Lube becomes Cat's loyal servant, making him sandwiches, fetching the paper, and even licking food off his shoulder. He proudly shows a tattoo of Cat on his belly, which Cat awkwardly praises. Winslow teases them, but gets shoved back into his hole by Lube, annoying Dog. Lube's devotion to Cat is played for laughs, since his loyalty usually shifts from one friend to another. Dog warns Lube he's overdoing it, but Lube insists Dog is a threat. Cat secretly works with Winslow to end Lube's obsession. Meanwhile, Cliff and Shriek miss Lube's help with baseball, and Winslow suggests Lube's debt ends if he saves Cat's life. Eddie's refusal to join their plan reflects his usual rebellious attitude among the greasers. During a fake rescue scheme, Lube falls out a window, and the greasers fake CatDog's deaths. Eddie plants a tick on Lube's nose, but gets thrown out. When Cat tries to thank them, the greasers beat him and Dog up instead.
Falling! Catch me, you big galoot!
Shriek Loves Dog, Part 1, Episode 4. The greasers chase and beat up CatDog, sending Cat running home to lock the doors. Cliff sees him hiding and promises another beating later. While Cat panics, Dog thinks it's all fun. Winslow points out that Shriek never hurts Dog, only Cat, giving Cat a sneaky idea to make Shriek and Dog marry. Shriek's secret crush on Dog is one of the show's longest-running jokes. Cat writes a fake love letter to Shriek and tricks Dog into meeting her. Falling asleep, Cat dreams they marry. The greasers move in, and he's treated like a servant. The nightmare turns absurd when he's forced to care for Shriek and Dog's kids. Cat's dreams often exaggerate his worst fears, blending humour with chaos. Waking up horrified, Cat makes Dog insult Shriek, who feels heartbroken. The greasers beat Cat, but he's oddly happy the romance is ruined. This ending shows Cat's selfishness always backfires, leaving him worse off than before.
You're lucky you're attached to Dog.
Workforce, Part 2, Episode 4. In a dirty cereal factory, slime and trash are mixed into Cavity Crunch. CatDog and other workers seal boxes with their tongues as box lickers. Dog's drool makes him great at it, while Cat struggles and complains. They witness the #1 prize stuffer worker go crazy and dive into a cereal box. The disgusting box-licking job mocks the manner in which food factories hide sordid realities behind cheerful advertisements. Rancid Rabbit advises promoting Dog for his ability, and Dog is soon sitting on top, even eliminating Cat and Dunlap. But when the workers refuse to help, Dog must serve a gigantic order alone and burns out. Dog's breakdown mirrors the earlier workers' breakdown, satirizing bad working conditions. Cat forgives Dog and helps him. However, back home, Cat's earlier mousetrap prank snaps on his tongue while Dog eats happily, calling it crunchy goodness. The mousetrap, ending humorously, shows Cat's own tricks turning against him. Diamond Fever, Part 1, Episode 5. Cat is contentedly gardening when a mischievous gopher destroys his flowers. Fuming, Cat chases it but can't catch it, and Dog gets dirty in the process. Cat then sees something shiny in Dog's nose, and Dog sneezes out 2 sparkling gemstones. Believing they're diamonds, Cat eagerly begins digging for more. Cat's love of money, which causes him to get into trouble throughout the series, usually gets him into trouble. Cat and Dog mine underground, collecting piles of diamonds, though Dog treats them as his new friends and names one Joey. When Joey goes missing, Dog blames Cat, sparking a chase in mine carts. They grab a huge diamond before crashing back outside. The minecart sequence humorously spoofs adventure scenes from Indiana Jones movies. Back on the surface, Dog finds Joey again as the gopher munches on 2 diamonds, revealing their rock candy. Cat feels foolish, but Dog dives back underground for more sweets.
Good morning, girls. How are you today?
The Pet, Part 2, Episode 5. At the dump, Dog finds an injured cockroach and insists on caring for it. Cat refuses at first, but finally gives in after Dog begs all day, agreeing to keep it for just a week. Dog names the bug Roachy and spends time playing with him, while Cat becomes disgusted by their messy behaviour. Tired of it all, Cat listens to Winslow's sneaky idea to build an exterminator robot. Winslow often manipulates Cat's pride, creating much of the chaos in the show. While building the robot, Cat gets stuck in a washing machine, and Roachy convinces Dog to save him. Feeling guilty, Cat apologizes and all seems fine until the robot goes haywire and attacks. Cat manages to shut it off, but Winslow later reactivates it remotely. CatDog run away as Winslow laughs at the chaos he caused. The rampaging robot is a funny tribute to old sci-fi movies about inventions turning against their creators.
Cat, me too, Cat.
Party Animal, Part 1, Episode 6. In this episode, Cat and Winslow get into a competition to throw the best party. Cat brags about being the king of parties and refuses to invite Winslow, calling him too short to attend. Upset, Winslow decides to throw his own party the same night. Both start preparing, each trying to outdo the other. This episode highlights Winslow's rare ability to beat Cat at his own game. being popular. Cat's party includes tame activities like yarn balls, the hokey pokey, flashcards, and ice water. He hires Mr. Sunshine for a magic act and insists guests not have too much fun. Meanwhile, the Winslow's party next door has fireworks, go-karts, a water slide, chocolate milk, and a rock band. Mr. Sunshine's disappearing scarf trick is hilariously underwhelming compared to Winslow's wild attractions. Dog ends up leaving Cat's boring party to enjoy Winslow's, calling it way cooler. Hurt, Cat ends his party and pretends he's not home when guests return. Still, everyone crashes back in, forcing Cat to give up. Dog's honesty and love for fun often put him in the middle of Cat and Winslow's fights.
Losers never win! Losers never win! Losers...
Mush Dog Mush, Part 2, Episode 6. In this episode, Cat and Dog watch a sled race, and Dog thinks it looks exciting. Cat sees it as their chance to prove they're not losers, and plans for Dog to pull the sled while he leads. Cat dreams of trophies, fame, and fans, so they enter the big IDA sled race. The IDA race is a funny take on Alaska's real Iditarod race. Cat trains Dog hard. Early mornings, freezing weather, and even shaves his fur to make him aerodynamic. Dog struggles but keeps going. During the race, Dog faints from exhaustion but recovers. Thankfully, Dog is able to finish the race. However, instead of celebrating, Cat immediately wants to Dog start training again. His episode shows how Cat's obsession with winning often pushes Dog to his limits, but Dog never holds a grudge.
In a sense, I will be. I taught the chef everything he knows.
Armed and Dangerous, Part 1, Episode 7. Cat is excited that his Swedish pen pal, Ingrid, is visiting, but he's nervous because he lied in his letters. He told her he was a fancy chef and never mentioned he was part of CatDog. Worried she won't like their two-headed body, he tells Dog to hide, which hurts Dog's feelings. Cat often lies to seem classy and smart. To keep up the act, Cat sews Dog into a suit to act as his arm. Ingrid believes his stories, especially after Dog secretly cooks a delicious dinner. When Ingrid wants to dance, Cat's lies collapse, and he finally admits the truth. Surprisingly, Ingrid reveals she's also a two-bodied creature with her own dog, half-named Dog Og. Cat is shocked, and Dog Og even offers to give cooking lessons. Ingrid is one of the few characters who shares CatDog's unique form. Fistful of Mail, Part 2, Episode 7. Dog is famous in Nearburg for being the fastest dog, often tearing the seat of any mailman's pants before they can deliver letters. His house even has a wall filled with ripped pants and photos, though it's unclear who takes them. One day, a new mailman is faster, slipping letters into the mailbox before Dog can act, leaving Dog embarrassed. He recalls having been teased as a pup by a fast paper boy. Dog's pants seat set spoofs trophy walls, which show his quirky pride. Cat likes to receive mail securely at first, but feels guilty watching Dog be miserable. He makes a motivational speech, giving Dog some confidence. The second mailman appears to be that same resourceful paperboy from Dog's childhood. The narrative connects Dog's childhood insecurity to his current test. Dog finally outruns the mailman, grabs the pants seat, and leaves the mailbox empty. The humiliated mailman runs away, and Dog proudly calls him the Slowpoke.
Yo, Dog! I did it! I'll eat those bugs for breakfast!
Pumped, Part 1, Episode 8. Cat and Dog are at the park, playing with a flying disc, when the greaser dogs, Cliff, Shriek, and Lube, spy on them. Lube comically holds his binoculars backward, confusing the others, and Cliff punches him when he misidentifies CatDog as ants. The greasers steal CatDog's disc, teasing and passing it among themselves while Dog chases them in frustration. Cat swears revenge, resolving they require muscles to fight the bullies. He starts exercising with barbells, but keeps on failing miserably. The scene satirizes traditional training montage cliches, using absurd cartoon physics and slapstick. Cat discovers a muscle drink that boosts strength but makes Dog grow enormous after drinking it. Cat uses Dog's new muscles to intimidate the greasers, who flee in fear. Dog briefly loses control, wrecking property, while Cat intervenes. After seeing himself in a mirror, Dog realizes his aggression went too far and apologizes. The muscle drink gag ridicules the notion of instant power, supplements prevalent in bodybuilding culture. At home, Cat and Dog drain the drinks that are left behind, deciding it is better to walk away than to fight. Winslow appears, now muscular himself, and chases them, leaving chaos behind. Winslow's sudden muscle gain adds a twist to the episode's theme that brute force isn't always the answer.
The kid's with me.
Yeah, whatever.
Dummy Dummy, Part 2, Episode 8. Cat and Dog go grocery shopping together, and Cat tries to tell a knock-knock joke, but Dog laughs prematurely during the setup. While paying, Cat notices Dog usually buys just one item, unlike him, and encourages Dog to treat himself. Dog treats himself by purchasing a cat stuffed animal and announces he's named it after Cat. In play with the toy, Dog inadvertently teases the greasers, injuring Cat. Undeterred, Cat is flattered that Dog has named the toy after him. The episode shows Dog's childlike innocence and tendency to see fun over responsibility, a trait he will revisit. As Dog spends more time with little Cat, the actual Cat feels neglected and even threatened by the stuffed toy. Cat has a nightmare about being replaced and decides to leave home. Dog becomes lonely and begs Cat to return, reassuring him that he values him more than any toy. Relieved, Cat comes back and they share a light-hearted knock-knock joke together. The story subtly explores themes of jealousy and reassurance in friendships.
Get it off!
Come on, what are you upset about? This is fun.
Come on!
Squirrel Dog, Part 1, Episode 9. Cliff watches Dog chase a garbage truck while spying through binoculars, and he, Shriek, and Lube set up a trap to catch CatDog using glue and chicken feathers. Eddie, unaware of the trap, mistakes a dummy for CatDog and gets hit with a stick repeatedly. Lube accidentally sprays glue, causing chaos as Cliff and Eddie get tangled. The real CatDog passes by, spinning Cliff in surprise. Shriek discovers Cliff isn't a true greaser, leaving him and Eddie behind. Eddie's confusion and Cliff's non-greaser status poke fun at the strict greaser hierarchy. Cliff faces ridicule in Nearburg, being called a freak and mocked with a teddy bear. At CatDog's house, Cat educates Cliff about the perks of being a bicranial quadruped. Dog runs off chasing a garbage truck, interrupting the lesson. Eddie causes more trouble as he plays around the streets with Cliff, resulting in minor crashes. Cat holds a graduation ceremony for Cliff, declaring him a bicranial quadruped person. The bicranial quadruped lesson humorously emphasizes CatDog's unique physiology as an advantage. Cliff returns home, detaches Eddie, and punches him away, impressing Shriek and Lube. Later, Cliff appears at CatDog's house and surprisingly beats them up. Cliff's growth into confidence mirrors classic underdog story arcs.
It's forbidden by law and subject to prosecution to the full extent of the law.
Man, am I sure glad I don't have a brother.
Brothers' Day, Part 2, Episode 9. Dog jumps into the mud, and CatDog pretend to wrestle, while Winslow crowns Dog the winner. Later, Cat cleans himself with his favourite luffer as Winslow mentions Dog's Brothers' Day plans. Looking through old photos, Cat feels annoyed by the holiday, but Dog spots an airplane ad for Brothers' Day deals. Cat reminds him they're broke, yet Dog still dreams of gift-giving. Brothers' Day in CatDog humorously mirrors real holidays focused on family bonds. Dog decides to get Cat a present, while Cat secretly plans to do the same. They visit Luforama, where Cat sadly trades his luffer, then shop at Useless Mart. Both store names parody real-world consumer culture and novelty shopping. The next day they exchange gifts. Dog gives Cat a wrestling outfit bought with mud money. They joyfully wrestle Winslow, showing Dog's kindness and Cat's soft side.
In here. Ah.
Escape from the Deep End, Part 1, Episode 10. On a scorching day in Nürburg, the streets are packed and the public pool is overflowing. Rancid Rabbit, the harsh lifeguard, bans cannonballs, running, yelling, and even thinking. Dog ignores Cat's warnings and climbs the diving board for a cannonball. Before he can land, Rancid catches CatDog in a net and hauls them to his tower. Rancid's over-the-top pool rules parody strict, power-hungry authority figures. Rancid turns the pool into a prison camp where inmates pound chlorine blocks. Cat tries to talk sense into others, but gets pelted with blocks, while Dog tires from the work. They cleverly drain the pool and trap Rancid in a whirlpool. The hotbox setup spoofs extreme discipline and boot camp scenes in classic movies. They escape via the sewers and arrive at a school water fountain where another stern working slave materializes. Dog confidently asserts that no school can contain them. The conclusion is comically juxtaposing Cat's intelligence with Dog's cocky boldness.
And he talks.
Get your greasy claws off me, you... Get out!
The Collector, Episode 10. Cat gets fixated on a new action figure known as Mean Bob. Following exposure to a glittery television advertisement, the toy appears tough, with capabilities such as X-ray eyes and self-healing scars. So Dog becomes yearning to possess one. Cat buys it, but decides to keep it untouched to sell later for profit. Mean Bob is a recurring space warrior hero, often featured in CatDog episodes. Soon Cat starts selling their furniture to buy more toys, turning their home into a warehouse. Winslow mocks him by showing off rare versions like Disco Mean Bob. Cat even panics when Dog touches one. The episode humorously reflects real collectors' obsession with keeping toys mint. When the toy's value suddenly crashes, Cat is crushed to learn Evil Eric is the new craze. He even receives a fake collectible box with Winslow trapped inside. Dog jokes about keeping him buried in the toy chest. The story spoofs 1990s toy crazes like Beanie Babies and action figures.
I want to join your pack.
It's a full moon. Just humor him.
Full Moon Fever, Part 1, Episode 11. At the time of a full moon, Dog turns into a wolf-like form of himself, behaving wild and unmanageable. His new behavior makes him seek the Greaser Dog's acceptance, who give him a set of tests in order to prove his loyalty. The tasks are digging massive mountains of bones, digging in trash, and even tearing the pants of a mailman. Dog impressively accomplishes each task, showing his power and cleverness. In the meantime, Cat is traumatized by Dog's bizarre behavior, emotionally wounded by the mayhem his brother's transformation causes. Dog's werewolf transformation satirizes traditional werewolf cliches, highlighting base instincts over free will. As Dog completes the tests, he recognizes Cat's continuing anguish and realizes he is causing pain to his brother. Faced with this, Dog drops his wolf persona and returns to himself. Disappointed, the Greasers expel Dog from their group. In spite of this, Dog is at peace, appreciating his relationship with Cat more than the approval of others. He reunites with Cat, reaffirming their close bond. The episode is all about loyalty and family above peer pressure, a common theme for CatDog adventures.
You learn to...
Say no more.
War of the CatDog, Part 2, Episode 11. CatDog get ready for their annual family reunion and the big tug-of-war contest. They want to defend their trophy, but Dog accidentally stains Cat's apron. Winslow tells Cat to protect his things, making Cat label everything in the house, including the trophy. Dog feels it's unfair since they share everything. Winslow's meddling often causes chaos, acting as both troublemaker and comic relief. To stir things up, Winslow gives Dog the trophy and locks it in a vault. Dog opens it, triggering a booby trap. Cat catches him, and they divide the house by ownership, but that only worsens the fight. The episode pokes fun at sibling rivalry and greed over shared belongings. Their feud wrecks the entire house, and their family leaves upon seeing the mess. Winslow sarcastically hands them half of the trophy each, ending the argument. The story highlights cat-dog's bond and uses slapstick humour to show teamwork after conflict.
The Roman, the lowrider.
CatDog's End, Part 1, Episode 12. Cat becomes frustrated with his shared body and tells Dog he wants a new bottom. He dreams of being a normal cat, while Dog becomes a normal dog. Dog insists he likes being CatDog, but Cat drags him to Better Bottoms, run by Rancid Rabbit. There, Cat becomes obsessed with the idea of replacing Dog. Rancid Rabbit often appears in strange jobs, and here he runs a bizarre surgery shop. Cat falls in love with a bottom owned by Randy, who is trading in his old one. Cat is determined, saying they'll both be happier. But Randy surprises everyone. He doesn't want Dog's bottom, he wants Dog's head. He finds the idea of two heads wild and exciting. The surgery is scheduled, and the trio celebrates what will be their last night as CatDog. Randy is one of the show's recurring eccentric characters with unusual tastes. On surgery day, Dog nervously promises not to let Cat down. Cat suddenly realizes he doesn't want to be separated and screams, "Stop!" He says he was stupid and decides to spend all his lives as CatDog. Dog enthusiastically agrees, chanting, "CatDog forever." The episode reinforces the show's theme. Cat desires normalcy, but Dog appreciates the special relationship between them.
Leader of this
Siege on Fort CatDog, Part 2, Episode 12. Dog enjoys one of his favourite bones in his cellar, while Cat grows irritated by the obsession. When the greasers steal the bone, Dog furiously fights them off with Cat's help. The bullies try to sneak in using a catapult and a giant stake, but fail. When Lube goes after Cat's yarn ball, Cat and Dog turn their house into a military base to defend their home. This episode parodies war movies and military tactics in a funny, exaggerated way. Months later, the greasers take over the living room, but CatDog block the stairs with a wardrobe. Shriek takes control from Cliff and ends the battle, leaving a note saying, "Keep your stupid bone." CatDog realize fighting isn't worth it. The episode teaches that brains and teamwork work better than violence. At the end, Winslow's teasing about his tan annoys CatDog, leading to another silly chase. Safety Dog, Part 1, Episode 13. Dog chases a flock of pigeons on roller skates, dragging Cat along and causing him repeated injuries. Frustrated, Cat reminds Dog he has 9 lives and Dog has only 1, employing this as a means to induce caution. As an attempt to educate Dog on safety, Cat leads him to view an instructional video, only to end up having the reverse effect and making Dog too paranoid about everything. This new phobia becomes more of a bother to Cat, as he is not able to handle Dog's fears. Not willing to give up, Cat encourages Dog to embrace his bachelor life and takes him roller skating again. CatDog has the tendency to contrast the aggressiveness of Dog with the cautiousness of Cat, opposing their varying natures. At first scared, Dog becomes apprehensive in perilous situations, but when the danger becomes exciting, his confidence is restored. Soon, Dog gets over his phobias, and the brothers have their fun together once again, with their normal equilibrium of fun and mayhem restored. The episode satirically plays with the theme of risk and caution, presenting the message that overprotection sometimes works adversely. Dog Come Home, Part 2, Episode 13. Cat scolds Dog for tracking mud inside, and insists he does all the work at home. He calls Dog a helpless little puppy who couldn't survive alone. Feeling hurt, Dog packs up and leaves. Cat celebrates his new freedom, glad to have peace and quiet. This moment reflects the usual CatDog theme of Cat acting superior while Dog is treated like a child. Out on his own, Dog faces hardships and even gets chased by kids. He lands a job at Ranson's sweatshop, where he's so good at sweating that he's promoted to an office job. Dog earns a gold watch and a secretary. Dog's job pokes fun at unrealistic workplace promotions and corporate absurdity. In a week, Cat misses Dog and goes out to look for him with the assistance of Winslow. Dog gladly returns home, and even though Cat resumes nagging, they become friends again. The episode showcases that whatever their disagreement, Cat and Dog's connection always reunites them.
Or is it? Enough already!
Nightmare, Part 1, Episode 14. On a stormy night, CatDog and Winslow watch a scary movie about Toothpick Head, a monster with a sandwich face who yells, "Who bit my bologna?" Two cats in the film defeat him using mouldy jelly and a toaster. Cat jokes by making a sandwich like the monster, scaring Dog. The film concludes with Cat and Dog both laughing and Dog hiding. The segment spoofs vintage monster films, combining spooky suspense with humour. Eventually, Cat and Dog find mustard and crumbs in their own room, and toasters materialise everywhere. Cat becomes frightened while Dog sleeps peacefully. Bologna rains down from the ceiling, heralding the return of Toothpick Head. Toothpick Head's aesthetic makes mundane kitchen objects a comical horror monster. They try to escape, but Toothpick Head attacks and pins Dog to the wall. Cat zaps him with a toaster, and Winslow reveals it was all a prank. Suddenly thunder strikes, and the real Toothpick Head appears behind them. The ending uses classic horror twists and CatDog's trademark over-the-top reactions for laughs.
I feel wounded. Oh, I feel downright betrayed.
CatDog Pig, Part 2, Episode 14. Winslow suggests CatDog vote on what to do for fun, so they look for a tiebreaker. They ask Mr. Pig, but he sides with Dog instead of Cat. Soon Dog and Pig invite more friends, Mr. Horse, Mr. Gorilla, and Mr. Emu, forming a tall Cat-Dog-Pig stack. They march to the kitchen in search of snacks. The stacking gag mocks group decisions and exaggerates teamwork in a silly, cartoonish way. Feeling left out, Cat adds even more animals, Mr. Beaver, Mr. Cow, Mr. Ferret, Mr. Human, and Mr. Bat, until the tower grows unstable. They all tie themselves together to stay balanced. The chaotic teamwork symbolises how too many opinions can create more confusion than harmony. A blimp crashes into them, sending everyone flying through the air. Afterward, Mr. Pig shouts, "Totally rad," while the group recovers. CatDog laugh and promise to cooperate next time. The blimp crash and Animal Tower parody old cartoon slapstick scenes, ending the episode with wild visual comedy. New Neighbours, Part 1, Episode 15. Dog imagines himself as a superhero fighting aliens, but his fantasy turns real when he and Cat are pulled into a spaceship. The aliens try to attack, though it's later revealed to be an illusion caused by Dog's fear of being probed. Back home, Dog becomes convinced aliens live nearby after seeing flashing lights in a house. Cat thinks Dog is overreacting and ignores his panic. The episode playfully spoofs classic alien abduction stories and Dog's wild imagination. Dog mistakes everyday people, like Winslow and two old ladies, for aliens plotting an invasion. Cat tells him to relax, but Dog's paranoia grows. When they sneak into the alien house, Dog mistakes an aquarium for a deadly ray. The elderly women turn out to be normal, giving them cookies as thanks. The mix-up reflects how Dog's fantasies often spiral into comic disasters. That night, the cookies glow and reveal robotic hands, confirming Dog's fears. The women's house blasts into space as Dog panics. Cat forbids him from ever mentioning aliens again, though the glowing sky hints invasion is real. The glowing cookies parody 1950s sci-fi cliffhangers and add a classic cartoon twist.
Oh yes, especially with the girls. Cat here is a babe magnet.
Dead Weight, Part 2, Episode 15. Cat becomes jealous when the glamorous Ingrid twins admire a daring pilot named Brock Lang. Wanting their attention, he calls the TV show Really Incredible People to show off his talents. He boasts about juggling, sports, and even being attached to a dog. Rancid Rabbit, the host, agrees to feature them on the show. The twins' love for fame pokes fun at people obsessed with TV celebrities. Cat yearns to be famous, but Dog dreads being on television. In the course of the interview, Dog surprises the audience by flirting with them and making up heroic anecdotes. Cat is jealous and unhappy. Dog's falsehoods satirize the way TV programs distort for suspense. When it comes on, Dog is hailed as a sweet hero and Cat is overlooked. The twins fall for Dog, leaving Cat embarrassed and beaten. The story follows CatDog's recurring theme, Cat's ambition backfiring while Dog's innocence wins hearts. Nefertiti, Part 1, Episode 16. Cat and Dog wait for the bus, but it splashes mud all over Cat. People keep stepping over him, making things worse. At home, Cat cleans up and tells Dog that cats were once treated like royalty in ancient Egypt. Dog laughs, so Cat grabs a book called Cats Through History to prove it. The story shows a royal cat bossing around a slave dog in Egypt, where cats were worshipped and even mummified. Royal cat enjoys luxury while slave dog does all the work, even becoming a sand ski. Cat calls it the best story ever, but Dog thinks he made it up. The pharaoh demands the pyramid be finished fast, and slave dog finally rebels, making everyone laugh. Royal cat almost becomes pharaoh, but Rancid Hotep II declares he must be buried instead. Cat now calls it the worst story ever. The episode ends with roles reversed. Slave dog relaxing, while royal cat panics in the tomb, showing their usual cat-dog rivalry. Curiosity almost killed the cat. Part 2, Episode 16. Cat writes in his private diary and warns Dog that no one should ever read someone else's journal. Curious, Dog starts his own diary, though he struggles to spell even simple words. Cat secretly peeks inside, but finds it silly, filled with notes like, "Cat is the most trustworthy person I know." Unfortunately, Winslow catches Cat snooping and steals the diary. This is one of the few episodes where Cat is shown as deeply insecure about Dog's trust. Winslow realizes the diary can be used as leverage and blackmails Cat. To keep Dog from finding out, Cat is forced to serve Winslow, cooking meals, washing clothes, and even flossing Winslow's relatives' toes. Eventually, Cat breaks down from the humiliation and tries to quit. Winslow then shows the tough line of Cat's, "I hate his guts." Winslow's blackmail part makes him more menacing than his typical teasing. Guilty, Cat confesses to Dog that he violated the diary rule. Dog feels betrayed and is hurt, but offers to forgive Cat if he can be his personal secretary. Cat is assigned to the duty of recording Dog's daily escapades, such as digging in garbage and rolling around in cow pies. The twist reverses the typical dynamic in which Dog briefly has power over Cat. Home is where the dirt is, Part 1, Episode 17. Cat digs up turnips, happily thinking of stew, though Dog reminds him he only eats mouldy or rotting food. Suddenly a gopher shows up, and Cat angrily calls him a filthy rodent. Cat demands the gopher stay away from his vegetables, since they are growing in my dirt. The gopher's child urges their father to fight CatDog. This gopher family only appears in this episode, making them unique one-time rivals. Dog suggests they use bait to catch the gopher, but Cat fears being embarrassed. Cat then tries to solve things with brain power, but the gopher refuses to leave, claiming the land is his. To prove his point, the gopher unleashes worms that eat Cat's prized yarn ball. He warns CatDog their belongings will be next. Cat's obsession with yarn once again becomes a weakness, showing up in several episodes. To avoid disaster, Cat offers a deal. CatDog keeps everything above ground, while the gophers own everything underground. At first, Cat calls this brilliant work, but the gopher quickly twists the rules, taking over their furniture since it touches the ground. Cat ends up upset, blaming Dog for the mess. The split property gag highlights Cat's overconfidence, which often backfires on him. New leash on life, Part 2, Episode 17. Cat grows annoyed with Dog's wild behaviour and compares him to other well-behaved dogs on leashes. Seeing this, Cat makes up a false rule known as the new leash law. stating all dogs are required to wear one. He deceives Dog into thinking it's real, stating disobedient dogs are taken to the pound. Anxious, Dog complies with wearing the leash to avoid danger. Cat deceiving Dog is a recurring joke throughout the series, but this takes it further than normal. Cat likes bossing Dog around, reporting life is sweeter having a good dog. But Dog gets too serious about it, acting too formal, and greeting everyone with a stiff good day. Cat gets irked when Dog will not play or retrieve, but instead this is his normal. Even music and merriment cannot relax Dog. This skit satirizes tight obedience, demonstrating it can be as troublesome as disobedience. Finally, Cat confesses he made up the leash law. Dog is furious, calling Cat a liar, and tosses the leash away. A free Dog then happily chases shadows again, while Cat admits that Dog was already a good dog. The balance between them resets, but Cat learns not to push tricks too far.
Tomorrow we raise the price again.
Just say, CatDog sent ya, Part 1, Episode 18. The episode begins with Dog asking Cat for his Farberg burger bones, only to learn they are all gone, leaving him shocked. Determined, Dog rushes to the store, where he discovers that Rancid has banned the bones, because Farberg was profiting while Nearberg suffered financially. At first, Cat is indifferent, but upon seeing how much the dogs in town love the bones, he becomes interested. Cat devises a devious plot to smuggle in the bones from Farberg, disguising them as a shipment of manure. He opens an underground speakeasy, selling the bones to whatever dog knows the password. CatDog sent me. The speakeasy concept is a light-hearted nod to Prohibition America, when underground saloons sold off-limits goods. Dog wolfs down bones, relishing mouthful after mouthful as Cat profits from his enterprise. News spreads fast, and additional canines frequent the speakeasy in order to receive their payoff. The business grows so popular that it becomes the talk of Nearberg. However, Winslow decides to open his own competing speakeasy, selling the same bones for a lower price. In the end, Dog ends up enjoying the bones once more, while Cat and Winslow compete for the canine customers. The competition between Cat and Winslow is reminiscent of traditional cartoon business rivalries, highlighting humour in absurd situations.
Be an antenna for your TV!
Well,
Dog's Strange Condition, Part 2, Episode 18. The episode starts with CatDog participating in a pecan pie eating contest, where Dog eats all the pies, including those belonging to other contestants. Shortly after, Dog starts to feel ill, getting bumps on his head. Cat becomes worried and takes Dog to Dr. Rancid, who diagnoses him with pecanitis, an illness that is brought about by dogs consuming too many pecans. The physician informs that there is no treatment, but the affliction will pass on its own over time. A pecan tree inexplicably grows out of Dog's head on the way home, humiliating him. Pecanitis is a light-hearted reference to old cartoons, going over for comedic relief what happens in real life when one eats certain foods. Dog struggles to hide the growing tree, which keeps reappearing despite his efforts. Winslow then suggests to Cat that they could make money by selling tickets for people to see the pecan tree on Dog's head. Cat is ready to reveal Dog, but as he's ready to unveil the show, Dog's illness clears and the tree disappears. A twist comes when the episode ends with Cat coercing Dog to consume more pecan pies, with the tree eventually sprouting on Cat and not Dog. The end switch is an example of cartoon irony, stressing how mischief tends to backfire in a humorous way.
I'll handle the brain work, pal.
I'm glad, Cat.
Smarter Than the Average Dog, Part 1, Episode 19. Cat builds a fly cycle for the invention convention, with Dog helping but accidentally causing chaos. Winslow mocks Dog's silliness, making Cat wish Dog was smarter. To fix this, Cat gives Dog educational videos, hoping it'll make things easier. Dog stays up all night and impresses Cat with new abilities. The concept of Dog staying up all night to study comically reflects actual study montage sequences from 90s cartoons. Before long, Dog is so bright that Cat's brain begins shrinking. At the convention, Dog hijacks the presentation as Cat falters. Cat accidentally launches their rocket into space, but after several mix-ups, they return to normal. The rocket scene parodies old sci-fi cartoons and mad scientist experiments. They finally escape using Cat's original fly cycle, soaring into the sunset. Cat worries about how to land as Dog enjoys the flight. The sunset ending is a nod to early aviation pioneers, a favourite CatDog theme. CatDog Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Part 2, Episode 19. Cat finally breaks down after endless bullying from the greasers. He declares he has had enough and cannot live like this anymore. With Dog by his side, CatDog decides to leave town for good. The greasers watch and cheer, saying CatDog is history and gone for good. The phrase CatDog flew the coop is a playful twist on the idiom, meaning someone has run away. Winslow and the greasers cheer, glad the freak is gone. They fight over who gets credit for scaring CatDog off, bragging about spit balloons and other stunts. But in the process of bragging, they begin to reminisce about their favourite bullying routines. Stretching CatDog and rigging alarm clocks become fond memories. In spite of being a pair of villains, the greasers tend to show a strange affection for their victims through nostalgia. Before long, the greasers discover life is not the same without CatDog. They weep and confess they would do anything to lay eyes on them once again. When CatDog reappears, the greasers think it is for real, but the greasers go right back to bullying, proclaiming empty days are here again. Cat is stunned, but the cycle repeats. This ending reflects the show's theme. Cat craves respect, but life with the greasers never changes.
Remember, there are 2,000 people out there watching every move you make.
All About Cat, Part 1, Episode 20. Cat attends the Nürburgring Theatre Awards, bragging about his great talent and believing the lead role in a blinking superstar is already his. He tells Dog not to audition, saying only a select few are born for the stage. Cat auditions with a dramatic Abraham Lincoln speech, but is quickly dismissed by the director. Then the director spots Dog, whose straightforward reading is hailed as real and authentic, and gives him the role of Lincoln. Cat tends to underestimate Dog, but Dog's effortless charm tends to charm everyone else. Although he pretends to be happy, Cat is upset and accepts a minor role as Hezekiah, whose only line is "heh." However, before opening night, Dog gets stage fright, so Cat seizes the moment to replace him and suggests that Dog should play the donkey. Unfortunately, on stage, Cat panics and forgets the lines, while Dog confidently saves the performance. The donkey role was originally a joke, but Dog's version won the audience's love. Dog wins Best Actor, not for Lincoln, but for playing the donkey. He proudly thanks Cat for always being right behind me, leaving Cat humiliated but stuck in his supporting role. The twist ending highlights the show's theme: Cat's pride versus Dog's simplicity.
It's the hydrant.
Wait a minute.
Trespassing, Part 2, Episode 20. Cat is hired to guard Battle of the Opera stars, looking forward to the performance. On the way home with treats, Dog sees someone has been at his hydrant and promises to find the perp. He sets out to stake out the hydrant, enlisting Cat's help in sniffing out the trespasser. Although Cat grudgingly helps, the greaser dogs approach him and beat him up, with Dog still intent on the hydrant. This results in Cat missing his appearance altogether. This episode heightens Cat's fixation on show business, drawing attention to his brief attention span in contrast to Dog's one-track mind. In the meantime, Winslow takes advantage of Cat's absence and sells tickets to view the performance at their home. Disaster strikes when Winslow unwittingly sets the home ablaze. Dog believes the culprit is the firefighter's Dalmatian puppy, who blames Dog for messing with the hydrant. In the scuffle, the puppy accidentally bites Cat on the nose. CatDog's house burns down as the puppy and firefighters leave. The episode parodies slapstick consequences of overzealous vigilance, a common trope in cartoons. Afterward, Cat maniacally laughs at being unlucky, apparently going crazy, while Dog is guilty of protecting the hydrant for nothing. Dog's misplaced sense of duty serves to emphasize his sincere but gullible personality throughout the series.
Dog.
Send in the CatDog, Part 1, Episode 1, Season 2. The show starts with CatDog riding a bike around town. When Dog suggests going to clown school, Cat thinks it's crazy and tries to bail, but Sergeant Sillybells steps in and says Cat doesn't have what it takes. Hurt by the insult, Cat enrolls along with Dog to try out for Sillybells' clown school, determined to try and show him up. Training is under Sillybells' watchful eye, although Cat flails at every exercise, particularly anything messy. Things come to a head when Cat prevents a pie from striking his face, leading to a humiliating dismissal. Sergeant Sillybells satirizes drill sergeant clichés, only substituting clown-like behavior for military toughness. Soon, the clowns are given missions, including entertaining Susie Sourpuss, a notoriously joyless girl. Dog volunteers, but quickly becomes overwhelmed at her birthday party. He persuades Cat to step in, though Cat initially fails to amuse her either. Cat reluctantly takes a pie in the face, but even that fails to work. Ironically, Cat's emotional breakdown finally makes Susie laugh. Susie Sourpuss became a memorable side character, known for her refusal to laugh until this episode. Cat earns praise for succeeding where others failed, but his reward is a 21 pie salute. The 21 pie salute humorously spoofs military traditions with slapstick comedy. Fishing for Trouble Part 2, Episode 1. At the fair, CatDog strolls past rides while Dog carries a pile of snacks, annoying Cat. Dog stops to play a ball toss game, but Cat's hairball accidentally wins the prize. Dog happily chooses a goldfish and names her Veronica. He proudly shows her to Winslow when they get home. Winning goldfish at fairs was a classic cartoon and real-life trope in the 90s. That night, Cat can't resist his urge to eat Veronica and secretly swallows her. To hide it, he replaces her with a balloon drawing. When the balloon deflates, Cat sneaks inside Dog's mouth to find her. Cat's inside-the-body journey spoofs classic adventure and sci-fi movies. Inside, Cat discovers Veronica has turned into a muscular talking fish who attacks him. Dog pulls Cat out, but Veronica bursts out too and swallows both of them. Veronica's transformation is one of CatDog's weirdest and funniest moments. In the end, Veronica relaxes with Winslow, offering him chili and watching TV. Winslow laughs, amused as always by CatDog's chaos. Winslow's sarcastic humour often ends episodes with a comedic punch. Fetch Part 3, Episode 1. The episode begins with Cat pulling Dog downstairs to hear the radio. The announcer says Cat won a prize if he calls within 5 minutes. Winslow teases Dog with a ball and throws it outside, making Dog chase it and drag Cat along. They crash through town, knocking over Mervis, the Greasers, and Mr. Sunshine. CatDog's wild crash scenes are a trademark gag throughout the series. Dog chases the ball into a mall, smashing displays and hitting a plane, causing chaos. Cat spots a phone booth near the Grand Canyon and calls to claim his prize. The angry townspeople chase them in a fire truck, which crashes into the canyon. The fire truck scene parodies dramatic Hollywood chase sequences. The plane crashes on CatDog, leaving Cat bandaged, while Winslow laughs nearby. A truck delivers Cat's prize, a lifetime supply of balls. Dog excitedly runs after them, dragging Cat once more as their neighbours chase in fury. The lifetime supply of balls joke shows how Dog's joy always turns into Cat's disaster. Winslow laughs until one of the balls bounces back and hits him. Winslow's comic timing often wraps up episodes with slapstick irony.
Barbecue, that's a monstrosity! Oh, the party starts.
The Lady is a Shriek. Part 1, Episode 2. Shriek struggles to fix her upside-down tricycle, grumbling and covered in grease. CatDog walks by with their new BBQ grill, and Shriek swoons over Dog, wishing he'd notice her. She tries to show off by tossing a wrench, but ends up knocking everything down. Shriek's crush on Dog is a long-running joke that always leads to funny chaos. Dog then spots a poster and calls it beautiful, but Shriek thinks he means the model, not the meat. Feeling jealous, she buys a dress, only for Cliff and Lube to tease her. Frustrated, she yells, "I am a girl!" shocking them both. This scene humorously plays with Shriek's tomboyish personality and the gang's obliviousness. Determined, Shriek joins Randolph's charm school for a glamorous makeover. Randolph's wacky Beautifier 9000 machine turns her into a fancy lady. At CatDog's barbecue, everyone is amazed by her new look, except Dog, who just says her eyes look weird. Randolph's transformations are a recurring comedic highlight in the series. Shriek snaps, revealing her true self and shouting she's a girl so loudly the city collapses. The over-the-top ending reflects CatDog's classic style, tiny problems turning into huge disasters. Dog the Mighty, Part 2, Episode 2. In downtown Nearburg, Mayor Rancid Rabbit unveils the world's biggest burger, but it malfunctions and nearly crushes him. Dog saves him by eating part of the burger, earning a medal and newspaper fame. Cat grows annoyed as Dog keeps retelling the story. Winslow jokes that Dog should become a superhero, and Dog takes it seriously. Rancid Rabbit often plays goofy or corrupt authority roles throughout the series. Dog creates Dog the Mighty, wearing a cape, food bowl helmet, and medal, forcing Cat to be Cat Boy. He tries heroic acts, like saving a creature in a tree, but it's just a fat bird. They crash into their chimney instead. Dog even builds a superhero fortress with the catchphrase, "I smell trouble." Dog's persona spoofs classic superheroes with over-the-top style and enthusiasm. Dog later mistakes innocent people for villains, even crashing into a bank. Embarrassed, Cat calls him a super zero, and Dog quits. But when Gum traps factory workers, Cat inspires him to try again. Together they rescue everyone before an explosion. Hail the Great Meow Woof, Part 1, Episode 3. On a windy day, Dog makes a kite while Cat reads. When the kite flies away, Dog chases it, leaping over the greasers and ending up on a tropical island. There, the natives worship Rancid Rabbit until CatDog crash into his statue, destroying it. The islanders then mistake CatDog for gods. The greasers often appear in episodes just to stir up chaos and slapstick fun. Rancid, angry about losing his followers, goes to the Cave of the Ancients for magic powder that can transform people. Meanwhile, CatDog perform miracles like magic tricks for the natives. Rancid tests the powder on a lizard, turning it into a dragon. Rancid's love for magical gadgets adds absurd humour to many CatDog episodes. Rancid tells the natives CatDog are imposters, starting a wild chase through the jungle. CatDog swing through trees and get pelted by bananas. The powder transforms them into animals, while Rancid slips on a banana peel and turns into a mouse. CatDog often use transformation scenes for fast-paced, silly comedy. CatDog return to normal, grab the kite and fly off, only to crash near the greasers. The kite ending reflects CatDog's signature chaos that always loops back to Dog's goofy innocence. Battle of the Bands, Part 2, Episode 3. In town, CatDog sees a flyer for the Nearburg Battle of the Bands. Dog is thrilled with the $1,000 prize money, and Cat fantasizes about them as rock stars. Cat fantasizes about fans cheering, and Dog fantasizes about playing a gigantic drum set. They go home to practice, but the flyer gets blown to the greasers, who participate as well. The greasers tend to be depicted as troublesome adversaries attempting to ruin CatDog. CatDog builds a guitar and drum kit. Dog wants to practice, but Cat focuses on planning their look and signing autographs. They argue over drum volume, with Dog tapping softly, but Cat wanting even less. Cat also claims he needs to rest his voice. This makes Dog frustrated. Cat and Dog's clashing personalities, cautious versus impulsive, are a recurring theme. At the contest, their performance starts badly. Dog plays softly, then loud, while Cat sings off-key. The greasers attack with instruments, and the crowd thinks it's part of the show, cheering. Sheepman Sam judges the contest, and watches the chaos unfold. Sheepman Sam often represents authority and adds comedic commentary during events. After the stage is wrecked, Cat is almost out of energy. Sam gives them a drum full of money, and the crowd demands an encore. Cat tries to leave, but Sam pushes them back on stage, where the greasers wait again. CatDog prepares for more chaos as their wind turns wild.
Coachy cool, little baby.
Hey, no.
Adventures in Greaser Sitting, Part 1, Episode 4. Cliff asks CatDog to babysit his niece, warning them that if they succeed, they won't get pounded for a month, but if they fail, they will. Dog warmly greets the baby, while Cat is bitten on the finger when he tries to say hello. Dog plays with the niece and hugs her, showing his gentle nature. When Cat asks for the baby, she grabs his whiskers and swings on them. Dog is usually more patient and affectionate, while Cat often ends up in trouble due to his cautious or impatient personality. Dog feeds the niece baby food, but when she sees Cat again, she spits it all over him. While resting, the baby sneaks away. Cat quickly has Winslow disguise himself as the niece to buy time. They manage to switch the real baby back before Cliff returns. Winslow often helps CatDog in tricky situations, acting as a clever and loyal side character.
The dog!
What? It is him! Traitor!
The Cat Club, Part 2, Episode 4. Cat gets an invitation to join a club that only allows cats. To enter, Cat must make Dog look like a cat too. At first, the club is amazing, and even Dog enjoys himself. They play and socialize with the other cats, and it looks like they are having fun. This segment illustrates Cat's willingness to do whatever it takes to fit in, even if it means lying to his own brother. Things soon go awry when the club plays a film that offends dogs. Following the film, Feline, the owner of the club, introduces a machine that will eliminate dogs and those around them. The machine picks up on a dog in the room, and Dog confesses he isn't a cat. Upon sensing the danger, CatDog promptly flee the club. The episode comically illustrates the dilemma between Cat's need for acceptance and Dog's candid, loyal temperament. Cat Digetti Dog, Part 3, Episode 4. The sketch starts with Cat instructing Dog to take a cue in a comic routine. Cat begins chanting, "Cat Diggity Dog," and Dog responds by repeating the phrase, "Inserting Dog Diggity Cat." Both become excited about the exchange, exclaiming they enjoy performing the routine together. Their intensity picks up as they establish a fast pace of rhymes. The routine is musical parody, with CatDog's strange relationship brought out through rapid wordplay. Cat and Dog describe themselves as two-in-one brothers who almost never fight, except while watching TV. They ask exaggerated questions like, "How could it get any better than this?" and "How could it get any wetter than this?" Their chant playfully explores both joys and annoyances of being joined. The rhymes show how their lives are always connected. The rhyme style mimics classic vaudeville call and response acts. They explain the struggles of sharing limbs and food. Dog brags about adoring garbage, whereas Cat demands healthy eatables. This contrast leads to quarrels, resulting in Dog overeating, whereas Cat starves. The routine concludes with Dog saying the activity is complete, whereas Cat botches the final line, to which Dog jumps in to remind him. The misquoted finish is a running gag, highlighting Cat's perfectionism with Dog's lack of seriousness. Climb Every CatDog, Part 1, Episode 5. CatDog ride through Nearburg and spot a crowd watching daredevil Mindy Wonderful, who has climbed a huge skyscraper and plans to climb Mount Nearburg. Cat feels jealous and wants to beat her. Mindy teases him, showing her competitive side. Mindy's over-the-top stunts and teasing motivate Cat's adventurous personality throughout the series. CatDog buys climbing gear but forgets their earmuffs. They climb day and night, only to realise they haven't gone very high, seeing cars below. Mindy yodels at them as she starts her climb. The climbing scenes exaggerate slapstick humour. CatDog often uses extreme physical comedy to make ordinary tasks chaotic and funny. Dog falls into an eagle's nest, while Cat uses a rubber ball and raft to navigate. They reach the snowy peak, but Dog is cold and missing earmuffs. Mindy returns from a salon, continuing to taunt Cat. Suddenly, the wise guy of the mountain appears, who is actually Dog in snow. Chaos continues as a goat, boulder, bird, and bear fling them around. They reach the top and plant a flag, only to find Dunglap has claimed the mountain. Cat is upset, while Dog laughs. The ending mixes triumph with comedic disappointment.
Monkey out of me? Ha! Not on my watch! No way, no how!
Canine Mutiny, Part 2, Episode 5. CatDog eat at Taco Depot with Mervis, but Dog devours everyone's tacos, angering Cat. Cat orders Dog to dig for food in the dumpster, and they all tumble inside. Mervis worries they're breaking the law until Mr. Sunshine arrives, warning that touching trash is illegal. They accidentally roll away inside the dumpster and end up lost at sea. Mr. Sunshine often plays the calm voice of reason in chaotic episodes. Cat declares himself captain, turning the dumpster into a pirate ship. He bosses everyone around, staying warm while the crew freezes. Dog and the others finally rebel. Cat's pirate captain act exaggerates his love for control and order. They think they see a lighthouse and mutiny against Cat. He forces them to walk the plank, but it turns out they're in a shallow park fountain. The surprise ending is a classic CatDog gag that turns big adventures into silly misunderstandings.
Think Fred's all right?
Who? Oh, he's fine. Forget about it. Cheer up. Listen.
Fred the Flying Fish, Part 1, Episode 6. Winslow tells CatDog about Fred the Flying Fish, and Dog gets excited to find him in the forest. Cat laughs it off as a silly myth until he hears a magazine will pay $1,000 for Fred's photo. He tries to fake it with Dog, but they fall, and Fred actually saves them. Cat then sees Fred as priceless. Fred is one of the few mythical creatures in CatDog proven to be real, not a hoax. Cat later betrays Fred by selling him to the Museum of Oddities, despite Dog's protests. When they find Fred chained, Dog shames Cat, and they free him together. Rancid Rabbit frequently plays greedy or exploitative roles in the series. CatDog Divided, Part 2, Episode 6. CatDog meet the amazing Ray, who plans to saw them apart with his saw of separation. Cat worries about the sharp blade, while Dog is thrilled to try. But before they can be reunited, police arrest Ray for doing unlicensed magic and wearing a fake toupee. CatDog realize they are truly separated for the first time. This is one of the few episodes where Cat and Dog are actually shown split apart on screen. Cat celebrates his independence, but gets bullied and calls Dog. Realizing he can't do anything without him, he wishes he never wanted to be apart. Dog forgives him, and they look for Ray. Cat's hasty regret confirms how dependent he is on Dog, even if he always complains about him. They find Ray disguised as his sister Faye and demand to be rejoined. Ray reveals himself and performs the trick again, merging them back together. The ending echoes the show's theme song. Alone in the world is a little cat dog, symbolizing their eternal bond. The Unnatural, Part 1, Episode 7. During a school baseball pick, Cliff refuses to pick Cat because he's bad at the game, and almost chooses a mailbox instead. He finally picks Cat only because of Dog. Dog hits a home run and is a hero, but Cat is ridiculed as a loser. That evening, Cat weeps until Dog reassures him using the tale of Murray the Mule Marconi, a player who achieved greatness with effort. Murray the Mule embodies the timeless underdog who rises to being a champion theme found in a number of sports stories. Cat begins training seriously the following day, gradually enhancing his abilities. At the following game, he is afraid of the Greasers and conspires with Dog. They exchange masks such that Cat appears as Dog and Dog appears as Cat, fooling everyone. Cat loves the spotlight, but the scheme collapses soon. The mask swap is a trademark CatDog comedy gag, showing their reversed talents and teamwork. When Shriek pushes Dog to score, Murray motivates him. Cat reveals the disguise, but still strikes out. Following Murray's advice, he quits, and Cliff uses a mailbox as the catcher. The ball lands in it, and Shriek is out, winning the game. The mailbox catcher adds a funny, unexpected twist to the baseball finale. Dog Ate It, Part 2, Episode 7. Cat and Dog practice their dance moves for the Nürburgring Dance Fiesta contest. Cat feels confident, but Dog trips, revealing he has gained weight. Cat gently suggests that Dog slim down so they can balance better on the dance floor. Dog agrees to a diet, but the special food Cat buys tastes awful. The diet food, being tar-based, is one of CatDog's classic gross-out gags. Dog then tries exercising but keeps sneaking snacks from the fridge and even a food stash in a tree. When the tree collapses under his weight, Cat angrily says they'll never dance again. Dog begs for one more chance, promising to slim down before the contest. After forcing down the diet food and working out, Dog finally loses the weight. Cat is proud, and they head to Club Cha-Cha-Cha. This episode shows Dog's love for food, conflicting with Cat's obsession for appearances. At the club, they ask the Ingrid twins to join their routine, but Dog is distracted by the buffet and Randolph's song about food. Imagining the Ingrids as pizzas, Dog snaps and eats everything, including the band and Ingrid one. Randolph, impressed by the chaos, awards them first place, but Dog eats the trophy too. The ending joke of Dog eating the trophy and even the screen is a rare fourth wall break in CatDog. Dopes on Slopes, Part 3, Episode 7. This episode begins right after CatDog wins first place in a dance contest, leaving Cat proud that they finally achieved something worthwhile. Eager to keep the momentum going, Cat introduces their next challenge, skiing, which he calls the sport of grace and agility. Confident as ever, Cat takes charge, telling Dog to watch and learn from the master dog. The transition from dancing to skiing shows CatDog's habit of jumping into new adventures without rest. Dog eagerly joins in, shouting his usual "Hi-ho diggity" and believing he's already learning. Cat then explains the two golden rules of skiing: never cross your skis and always expect the unexpected. Ironically, the lesson ends with Cat immediately wiping out in the snow. This short gag perfectly captures the show's humour. Cat's pride always meets Dog's clumsy optimism and an inevitable crash.
Now that's some fancy shooting.
Spaced Out, Part 1, Episode 8. CatDog go to see Mean Bob in Space, Dog's favourite movie, for the 74th time. Dog proudly eats red-hot lip smackers, while Cat grows annoyed and calls the film childish. When Dog damages the projector, Mean Bob gets fried, and Cat secretly feels happy, hoping it ends the sequels. But Dog dives into the movie screen to save the galaxy, dragging Cat along. Mean Bob is a recurring action hero in CatDog, admired by Dog and mocked by Cat. Inside the movie, Dog fights Soyan attack ships, using candy as weapons when he runs out of ammo. They encounter Princess Katine, who has to be rescued because Cat had sent Mean Bob to the sun. Dog rescues her and receives a kiss, while Cat only wishes to return home. The episode satirizes sci-fi masterpieces such as Star Wars and mocks fan fixation with remakes and special editions. 9 Lives, Part 2, Episode 8. Cat is vacuuming the attic when Dog growls at the machine, so Cat tells him to clean instead. Dog finds a strange box filled with 8 bottles and almost drinks one. Cat stops him and explains that cats have 9 lives, and these bottles store his extra ones. Dog accidentally spits one out, freeing it and the others. The story humorously twists the myth that cats have 9 lives. The loose cat lives cause chaos across Nürburgring, robbing stores, fighting the greasers, and wrecking a cookie truck. Cat and Dog build a vacuum machine to catch them. That night, the cat lives sing on power lines, blasting the city with electricity. The singing cats parody noisy alley cats disturbing neighbourhoods. They finally trap most of the lives, but the 9th one tricks Dog by pretending to be Cat. The real Cat gets trapped in the vacuum, while the fake walks away with Dog. The eerie ending shows how easily Dog can be fooled, leaving the episode on a darkly funny note. Dem Bones, Part 1, Episode 9. Cat takes Dog to the museum, but Dog immediately gets a craving for the dinosaur bones on display. A security guard warns them that touching the bones means going straight to museum jail. Cat keeps a close eye on Dog, but the next morning they wake up to find the giant bones inside their house. Cat assumes Dog must have stolen them while sleepwalking. Museum jail is a running gag in CatDog, showing how even museums have their own strange rules. Wanting to fix things, CatDog sneak the bones back into the museum. Just as they're about to leave, the guard catches them red-handed. Despite their protests, the two are arrested and locked in the dreaded museum jail. Things look hopeless until the scene suddenly shifts, revealing Cat was only dreaming the entire misadventure. Dream-ending twists were often used in 90s cartoons to keep wild plots from lasting consequences.
There's nothing like a nice warm bath to soothe your...
Winslow's Home Videos, Part 2. Winslow welcomes viewers to his show, Winslow's Home Videos, where he shares funny moments from Cat and Dog's lives. The first clip shows breakfast, with Dog pouring too much hot sauce on his taco while Cat reads. Cat warns him that what Dog eats affects both of them, but Dog ignores him. Fire shoots from Cat's mouth, leaving Dog burnt and Cat furious. Cat often ends up paying for Dog's wild eating habits throughout the series. Next, Winslow shows CatDog biking in the park and being chased by the greaser dogs. They crash into a crane, spin wildly, and slam into a pole. Another clip shows Dog pretending to be a sailor in the bathtub, causing a giant wave. Cat gets soaked and screams as the house floods. Water disasters are a running joke, usually leaving Cat drenched and angry. Winslow claims CatDog aren't always crazy, but suddenly realizes the tidal wave is real. It sweeps them all outside as CatDog surf out the door. Winslow ends up hanging from the TV, yelling for help. Winslow breaking the fourth wall highlights his mischievous, narrator-style role in the show. You're Fired, Part 3, Episode 9. Cat becomes convinced that Tallulah is his true love and secretly follows her into a fancy restaurant. While trying to impress her, Dog munches on too many hot peppers, causing Cat to breathe fire. Their fiery accident almost gets them thrown out, but Rancid quickly notices that Cat's fire breath works perfectly for cooking food at the tables. Hoping to win Tallulah over, Cat makes Dog eat atomic peppers so he can flame grill her dinner. But instead, CatDog breathe out too much fire, destroying the entire restaurant in the process. This episode highlights Cat's endless and often disastrous attempts to impress Tallulah. Showdown at Hole 18, Part 1, Episode 10. Cat really wants to be the new golf champion, even though he and Dog were already banned from the local golf course. Refusing to give up, they sneak in secretly to play around. Soon, Rancid Rabbit, who owns the course, spots them and angrily chases them all over the green. Despite the chaos, Cat manages to win the golf champion trophy, thanks to Dog's unexpected help. Sneezy Dog, Part 2, Episode 10. Cat is carefully finishing his giant toothpick sculpture, but Dog has a bad cold. Winslow pops out of his hole just as Dog sneezes, launching CatDog into the air and smashing the sculpture. Cat angrily drags Dog to the doctor, where Rancid examines him. Rancid claims Dog has allergies, possibly to Cat. This is one of the few times Dog's health directly threatens Cat's hobbies, showing Cat's frustration with Dog's accidents. Back home, Cat tries to figure out what Dog is allergic to. Winslow makes Dog sneeze, using Cat's fur, proving the problem. Cat suggests reading a medical book for solutions, but Winslow says Cat must be cleaned. Cat resists, but eventually gets bathed, aired out, and even shaved by Mr. Sunshine's lawnmower. The gag of Cat being shaved bald is a running joke in the series. Dog's allergy still lingers, and Winslow builds a wall to separate them, keeping Dog for himself. Lonely, Dog sneezes so hard the wall breaks. Cat realizes Dog is actually allergic to Winslow, so they shave Winslow instead. Winslow rarely gets punished, making his shaving a rare comedic payback. It's a Wonderful Life, Part 1, Episode 11. The episode opens with Dog's toy train speeding out of control and crashing into Cat's model house. Cat yells at Dog and throws the broken train at the door, furious that Dog ruined his project. Dog complains that Cat never has fun, and both wish they weren't stuck together. They go to bed angry, ignoring Winslow's warning. The dream scenes in this episode are drawn in a 1920s to 1930s cartoon style, inspired by early Disney and MGM animation. Dog dreams he's a carefree hobo, singing with animals, while Cat dreams he's a rich man who loves money. In Dog's dream, Cat ruins his fun, and in Cat's dream, he fires the greasers for amusement. Both dreams include songs that reflect their personalities. Dog's Life is Great and Cat's I Love Money. These musical numbers are original to the episode and perfectly match each twin's nature. Cat and Dog are chasing each other until Dog saves Cat, and they sing on a train about friendship. The train crashes and wakes them both. They make amends and agree to work together, rebuilding Cat's house and Dog's train. The final shot is the same as the first crash, illustrating how CatDog's collaboration always reunites them. Shepherd Dog, Part 2, Episode 11. One night, Cat can't sleep and yells at a truck driver named Maggie to stop making noise after her sheep escape. Dog wakes up and happily rounds up the sheep, impressing Maggie, who offers him a job as her new sheepdog. Cat refuses at first, but changes his mind when Maggie promises a huge pile of dog chow. They head to the ranch for training. Maggie says her past sheepdogs failed, setting up Dog as the goofy but surprisingly capable hero. Dog teaches the sheep tricks, even making them dance the can while Cat plays bagpipes. Cat is tired and annoyed when Maggie pays them in dog food, but Dog loves it. Later, Dog accidentally builds a sheep pyramid with Cat disguised as one of the sheep. The can routine is a popular cartoon gag used for comic energy and chaos. When Maggie says the sheep are being taken to the slaughterhouse, Dog panics and saves them with Cat's help. Back home, Cat finally gets some sleep, while Dog counts sheep jumping over their bed. The ending cleverly twists the old counting sheep bedtime trick into a funny closing moment.
Here's Melba toast.
Look on the bright
Surfing CatDog, Part 1, Episode 12. CatDog head to the beach, but Cat isn't excited. He gripes that it's normally filled with elderly people, particularly one woman who insists on him applying sunscreen to her back. But when they get there, they find that there are a lot of young people there instead. Next, a girl flirts with Cat and asks him to surf with her. Cat tells a lie that he only surfs large waves in order to impress her. Later, the greasers show up and brag that they're the best surfers on the beach. The greasers often show up to challenge CatDog in ridiculous competitions, especially when it involves showing off. The girl claims Cat is better than them, so the greasers challenge him to a surf-off. Cat is nervous, but he gives it a shot. In the end, Cat conquers his fear of water and ends up loving surfing. He becomes the new king of the beach. Cat finally enjoying surfing shows his character growth, but in classic CatDog fashion, the fun doesn't last. Everyone leaves once the waves disappear. Guess Who's Going to Be Dinner? Part 2, Episode 12. The story begins with Cat trying to live calmly, while Dog keeps chasing anything that moves. Cat scolds him, saying he needs self-control instead of just acting on instincts. Cat brags that he has better control, even though cats usually hunt mice. To prove it, he picks up Winslow and proudly says he has elevated himself beyond the urge to eat him. This episode is one of the few times Cat openly admits his natural cat instincts and almost acts on them. Cat struggles to stay calm as Winslow teases him. Soon, Cat's instincts win, and he grabs Winslow, calling him dinner. Dog jumps in, warning that Winslow is their friend. Cat argues that Winslow is food and even jokes about cooking him in a family recipe. Winslow's sarcastic retorts make the pursuit more humorous, since he's not afraid of Cat. Dog chases Cat in order to prevent him from eating him, and Cat is compelled to yield. Cat promises not to eat Winslow, but concedes it's only because Winslow tastes bad. Winslow tries to convince him that he's a delicacy somewhere. The tale concludes with Dog's instincts suddenly taking over, and he begins chasing Cat instead, with Cat fleeing for cover. The end turns the tables, with Dog running wild and Cat becoming the hunted. Dog Power, Part 1, Episode 13. When Cat can't pay the electricity bill, the power in CatDog's house gets shut off. To solve the problem, Cat makes Dog run on a treadmill to create electricity. Cat starts selling this homemade power to people in Nearburg for cheaper prices than the power company. Dog keeps running, and soon Cat has the whole town plugged into the treadmill. This episode pokes fun at how people will go to extreme lengths to avoid paying bills or make quick money. Dog starts running too fast, and Cat worries it might cause a power overload. Suddenly, Dunglap's guitar explodes with energy, Shriek's hairdryer burns her hair, and Sunshine's disco lights go wild. The treadmill goes out of control, dragging all the plugged-in buildings with it. It turns out Dog was doing all of this just to catch Eddie, a tiny creature he's been chasing. Eddie is a recurring gag character that Dog is obsessed with catching throughout the series. It's a Jungle in Here, Part 2, Episode 13. CatDog clean their house because Cat is expecting a special guest, Sally, a girl Cat had a crush on since 2nd grade. He hopes their tidy home will impress her, especially since he once failed to invite her to prom. But when Cat spots a hole in the indoor grass lawn, he blames Dog for not taking care of it. Dog promises to fix it. This episode highlights Cat's longtime crush on Sally, who hasn't appeared much in the series. Dog goes to a manure store and buys a super strong fertilizer called Grow Man Grow. He pours it into the hole, and while they sleep, the fertilizer causes plants to grow like crazy. By morning, the house has turned into a thick jungle, and their bed is up in a tree. When Sally rings the doorbell, CatDog falls out of the tree. The overgrown jungle inside the house is a classic example of how Dog's simple ideas often spiral out of control. Dog tries to cut down a tree, but a jungle man living inside it gets angry and calls animals to chase CatDog. As they run, they find Winslow relaxing with jungle servants. Cat finally opens the door for Sally, but she's changed. She now loves the wildlife. She falls for the jungle man, and the two ride off together on an elephant into CatDog's house. The episode ends with a twist. Cat's dream girl prefers chaos over cleanliness, completely opposite of what he expected.
You will never get this house, oh stinky king!
The House of CatDog, Part 1, Episode 14. In this episode, Cat and Dog are fighting to save their house when the mayor announces it will be demolished for a new freeway. At breakfast, he tells them the road will let Cat reach the Cat Museum quickly, but the bad news is that their house will be destroyed in 10 minutes. Cat panics and claims their home is a historic site. He starts reenacting famous events that supposedly happened there. The mayor's good news, bad news gag is a recurring cartoon trope. First, Cat pretends the house is where fire was discovered, but the mayor refuses to believe him. Then, Cat stages a wild play about the Declaration of Independence, even thinking of betraying his side because red clothes look better on him. After that, Cat declares the house was central to hippie culture in the 1960s, with protests and chanting. Cat often exaggerates history for selfish reasons. The mayor remains unconvinced and readies the bulldozer. Cat and Dog say emotional goodbyes, but Winslow saves the day by claiming the house is a shrine to the miracle egg. Surprisingly, the mayor accepts this excuse. CatDog cheer because their home is spared, but they discover the freeway is still built right beside it, blocking the sunlight. Winslow's miracle egg solution is a parody of random divine signs in old comedies. CatDog Campers, Part 2, Episode 14. This episode follows Cat and Dog as they try to win the Forest Fire Boy of the Year award. At a troop meeting, the leader announces the contest, and Cat is sure they will win, since they only need the camping badge. They recall their past achievements, such as best potato carving, first aid, and even selling strange flavoured pickles like chocolate and peanut butter. Excited, Dog suggests a wilderness trip, but Cat insists on camping in their backyard for comfort. The Forest Fire Boys are a parody of the Boy Scouts, with silly twists on real Scout awards. Cat and Dog quickly argue over how to build their campfire. Cat favours the log cabin style, while Dog insists on the teepee stack. Their fight grows until Cat tries to scare Dog with a story about a bear, and Dog counters with a tale of a prison escapee. Terrified, they forget the feud and yell for help. Winslow arrives and saves them, to Cat's embarrassment. Cat's scary bear story is a classic cartoon example of pranks backfiring. At the awards ceremony, CatDog expect victory, but the honour surprisingly goes to Winslow, thanks to an anonymous letter praising his bravery. Winslow happily calls CatDog the two poor, pathetic souls he saved. Cat is furious, but still tries to force a badge onto Dog to claim success, while Dog flatly denies it. Winslow's sneaky win reflects his role as CatDog's constant troublemaker.
They're more fun to throw.
Put us down, you nick!
Let the games begin. Part 1, Episode 15. CatDog get thrown into Rancid Rabbit's dog pound after Dog mistakes the dog catcher's leg for a fire hydrant. Inside, they're locked up with the greasers. Rancid says they can all go free if they beat his cousin Rotten Rabbit's Farberg dog team in a contest. The first event is tug of war over a pit of fried beans. Cliff doesn't want CatDog to help, and Shriek, who's the smartest, tries her best, but they still lose. Dog, of course, enjoys the beans. This episode features Rotten Rabbit, Rancid's cousin, who appears in other competition-themed episodes. In the next game, they have to throw teammates for points. Cliff throws CatDog instead of Shriek and blames them when they crash into him. Shriek and Dog argue with Cliff, and soon everyone is fighting. Lube tries to stop them, but ends up joining in. Rancid sprays them with a hose, warning if they don't work together, they'll be locked up forever. Rancid often serves as a strict authority figure and sets up unfair competitions to avoid real work. They finally team up for the obstacle course. CatDog makes it, but the greasers struggle at the tick pit. To motivate them, Cat taunts them, making them run faster in rage. They win the race, but chaos causes the trophy to break. In the end, CatDog still have to run from both teams chasing them. Although CatDog's team technically wins, the broken trophy means no one gets the prize. Classic cartoon irony. Winslow Falls in Love, Part 2, Episode 15. This episode begins with Cat and Dog fed up with Winslow's endless insults. Cat wishes he would stop bothering them, while Dog suggests Winslow is just lonely. Cat at first laughs at the idea, but quickly agrees that finding Winslow a soulmate might solve their problem. They try setting him up with different matches, but Winslow mocks them all, calling one circus material, another too pale, and even insulting an old lady. Cat realizes this will be much harder than expected. Winslow's habit of hurling creative insults is one of his most recognizable traits in the series. They then introduce Winslow to a mouse named Sadie, but he quickly mocks her too. CatDog tries love music to help, but Winslow ruins it by blasting a trumpet. Surprisingly, Sadie is impressed by his chaos, and Winslow admires her back. Suddenly, they see each other as perfect matches and leave together. The Mariachi Plan Q gag is one of the show's running jokes, where CatDog uses over-the-top schemes. Winslow promises CatDog he'll be nice forever, but soon Sadie disappears. She leaves a note, revealing she was a con artist, stealing all his belongings but leaving behind a cookie. Winslow doesn't care about the theft. He's just heartbroken, crying for her to return. Even so, he warns CatDog that while he isn't mad, he'll still keep pestering them. Winslow builds a shrine around the cookie, calling it the Cookie of Love. Sadie is one of the few characters who briefly turns Winslow's nastiness into vulnerability.
For CatDog! Now, Dog!
Extra. Part 1, Episode 16. CatDog's first story begins when Dog scares away so many paperboys that Rancid Rabbit, acting as the Nearburg News supervisor, forces CatDog to deliver papers instead. Cat is upset since missing the newspaper makes his day feel ruined, so he agrees to work for tips. Dog is less excited but tries to join in, only to be laughed at by other dogs who call him a paper boy. He shouts back that he is a paper dog, but quits when his own kind starts chasing him. Rancid Rabbit often shows up in different authority roles, no matter the job, which is a running gag in the series. Cat pushes Dog to keep going, reminding him that people like Old Lady Ludwig rely on their paper. Together they fight back the rough dogs and manage to finish the deliveries. However, when Ludwig gets her paper, she reveals she cancelled weeks ago, saying print is dead. Old Lady Ludwig's line pokes fun at the real-world shift from print to digital media. Dog then claims he has learned something important. He will never chase paper boys again. Cat feels proud of him for growing up, but Dog immediately ruins the moment by announcing he'll now chase mailmen instead, showing he hasn't really changed at all. Dog's obsession with chasing always resets, making it one of his funniest recurring habits. CatDog Squared, Part 2, Episode 16. Cat is lonely and posts his annual cat mailer, trying to find another being of their kind. This year, he receives a response. Later, 2 newcomers show up, Dan, the cat head, and Stan, the dog head, who present themselves as Dan Stan. Cat is overjoyed, describing it as a miracle, while Dog is distrustful because they don't smell right. Nevertheless, Cat greets them cordially, believing they've finally met someone who really knows them. Cat's desire for another cat dog demonstrates his ongoing conflict of pride in being one of a kind and his desire to fit in. That evening, Dan and Stan discreetly take down their fake body rig, showing they are imposters who have been scamming. They intend to dine for free, sleep on a soft bed, and even eat lobster at the expense of CatDog. Dog becomes more suspicious, seeing their unusual behaviour, but Cat insists that they're good-hearted guys. The lobster dinner prank plays on Cat's finer things obsession against him. Dog finally outsmarts them by shouting garbage truck, activating Dog's natural chasing reflexes. Dan and Stan panic since they can't keep pace, confirming they're not genuine CatDog. Despite being injured, Cat is comforted by Dog, who assures him that they will never really be alone because they'll always have one another. The episode sets its ending on one of the series' underlying themes. Cat and Dog fight, but their bond cannot be broken.
Do you want to keep your job here, lard butt? I told you to keep track of that two-headed...
A Very CatDog. Christmas. Episode 17. CatDog are getting ready for Christmas. Dog is excited and puts a gift under the tree for Cat. Cat has nothing big to give, so he gives Dog a green jelly bean. Dog celebrates by sliding through the snow and singing. At the mall, kids are buying toys and Santa is taking wishes. This is one of the few holiday-themed episodes where Santa Claus plays a major role in the story. CatDog crash into Santa, and Dog whispers that he wants a gift for Cat. Rancid Rabbit appears with his spoiled niece, Rancine, who wants CatDog as her Christmas gift. They refuse, but Rancine insists. Later, Cat makes a deal with Rancid to be Rancine's toy in exchange for riches, even though Dog is unsure. Rancid's niece, Rancine, is shown to be even more demanding and spoiled than him. Santa is upset that CatDog sold themselves and cancels Christmas. Decorations vanish, and the town blames CatDog. Meanwhile, back at Rancid's estate, Dog gets sick, and Cat realizes that they have made a mistake. They run away and come home to face an angry mob. The town mob satirizes how society reacts disproportionately to holiday disasters in life and on television. Dog reminds everyone that Christmas is not decorations, but about being with one another. Everyone understands this, and Christmas spirit returns. Santa forgives CatDog, gives them presents, and takes them out for a flight. Dog spots a garbage truck and jumps after it, dragging Santa and Cat with him. Dog's love for garbage trucks remains a running joke throughout the series, even during holidays. Royal Dog Part 1, Episode 18. CatDog visit a museum and see a painting that looks just like them. Mr. Sunshine tells them the story behind it, flashing back to the past. In the story, Cat is jealous of King Rancid and wants Dog to become a royal hound to gain respect. After lots of training, the king gives them a medal. The episode is a parody of classic royal hunting traditions, where unique animals were prized. But things take a dark turn. The king actually wants to hunt a rare creature, a CatDog. The episode ends with a creepy image of their heads mounted on his wall. This is one of the show's few episodes with a dark, ironic ending. Springtime for CatDog, Part 2, Episode 18. In a park full of couples, CatDog are relaxing in a dumpster when they spot a beautiful woman. The dumpster rolls downhill and lands near her. She gives Dog ham and sings with Cat, annoying Dog. After playing fetch, she disappears, and CatDog start arguing over who will marry her. This episode humorously explores sibling rivalry over romance, a recurring theme in the series. That night, both secretly write poems to impress her. The next day, they meet her, Lorraine, and fight over her again. Lorraine says she likes them both as one, but can't choose. She leaves. Later, they see her dating a toucan. CatDog move on until another pretty girl appears. Lorraine only appears in this episode, but her name, Desjardins, means of the gardens in French. A Dog Ate My Homework, Part 1, Episode 19. CatDog's day starts with chaos, when Dog accidentally eats Cat's ice skates. Soon after, their classmate Dunglap panics because he hasn't done his homework. Cat sees a business opportunity and starts a Dog Ate It Inc., where Dog eats people's homework for money. The plan works, and everyone in town starts using the excuse. The phrase, "a dog ate my homework," is a classic school excuse that this episode turns into a real business. Dog soon feels sick and guilty for helping people cheat. His guilt grows when President Rancid Rabbit hires them to eat his unfinished speech. Rancid Rabbit appears in many jobs throughout CatDog, from mayor to president. At the big speech, Dog refuses to continue the scam. Cat tries to take over and eats the paper himself, but the crowd boos when Rancid claims, "A cat ate my homework." They get thrown out as Rancid angrily blames them. This episode playfully mocks greed, laziness, and the famous cheaters never prosper moral.
All right, Dog, now me and you.
The End, Part 2, Episode 19. CatDog look through Winslow's telescope and spot a huge dark cloud. They panic, thinking it's the end of the world. They try to warn everyone, but the greasers think it's just an excuse to avoid trouble after messing up Cliff's bowling game. At first, no one believes in Nostradamus' big book of predictions until Lube makes an impossible bowling shot. Nostradamus is a parody of Nostradamus, the famous figure known for predicting doomsday events. CatDog gathers everyone, including Rancid, Randolph, Eddie, and others, to prepare for the worst. Cat has a wild plan to turn their house into an ark, but it gets struck by lightning and burns down. While waiting, everyone starts confessing secrets. Lube's real name is Ignatius, Shriek likes dog, and Cat likes Shriek. Lube's real name, Ignatius, is only revealed in this episode. The cloud turns yellow, and Winslow checks again. Turns out it was just a peanut shell on the lens. As everyone argues again, Dog sees a new cloud, shaped like an elephant on a unicycle, that changes into Nostradamus' face, hinting the chaos may not be over. The episode spoofs end-of-the-world panic in a classic CatDog comedy twist.
I'm afraid of us.
Dog, this is better than Christmas.
Cliff's Little Secret, Part 1, Episode 20. Cat and Dog are fed up with Cliff and the greasers beating them up. One day they see Cliff by himself, sneakingly practicing ballet. Cat is in awe, observing that Cliff actually has talent, whereas Dog is baffled. Rather than informing Cliff outright, Cat chooses to keep it a secret and hold it over his head, saying, "As long as he doesn't know, I have power." Cliff's ballet steps in the episode are derived from actual steps, such as grand jeté, but are comically mispronounced. CatDog start laughing at Cliff, a first for the two. Cliff attempts to be tough, but the greasers begin to lose respect, believing that he has gone soft. Desperate, Cliff makes wild guesses at secrets, such as his middle name being Morris or his fondness for cashmere. Cat finally blurts out the truth. Cliff takes ballet lessons. The Cliff middle name Morris joke is an old cartoon gag that assigns a ludicrous detail to a tough character. Cliff openly confesses that he adores ballet and its discipline and vigour. To demonstrate, he demonstrates its strength to Shriek, who is led to change his mind. The greasers unexpectedly adopt ballet and even begin training, intending to apply it during CatDog fights. The twist ending mirrors the series' theme of transforming weaknesses into hidden strengths. Freak Show, Part 2, Episode 20. In this episode, Cat desires CatDog to be a celebrity because individuals refer to them as freaks since they have two heads on one body. Dog is self-assured and handsome, but Cat cares about public opinion. A carnival barker, Mr. Randolph, comes and informs them that they have star potential, and they get invited to be part of Freakapalooza. Cat consents when he is informed that they will get 15% of profits and tips, and that they get free cotton candy. Freak shows have been popular throughout history to feature unusual abilities or appearances, the way the carnival handles CatDog. CatDog meets other performers like the Bearded Lady and Unicorn Boy, who show off their luxury trailers and perks. Cat thinks they don't need a routine because the crowd already sees them as freaks. However, during their performance, the audience finds them only mildly interesting, not truly freaky. Mr. Randolph admits he made a mistake in hiring them. The fruit salad routine parodies chaotic, over-the-top carnival performances. Cat asks Winslow to help, but Winslow claims he is the real freak, delighting the audience. He takes over CatDog's spot with a guaranteed 10 freak show deal. Cat and Dog accept that they are not real freaks and instead play basketball. The episode shows that being a freak is more about how you feel than how others see you.
But boys,
Sumo Enchanted Evening, Part 1, Episode 1, Season 3. CatDog goes jogging in Nearburg and soon runs into Rancid Rabbit outside his restaurant, Rancid Rabbit's Rib Room. Rancid invites them inside if they want food, and CatDog agrees. Dog immediately devours ribs like crazy, while Cat gets annoyed at his lack of control. Rancid later serves sushi, which Cat enjoys because of the fish. This is one of the rare times Cat enjoys food almost as much as Dog. The pair keeps eating non-stop, stuffing themselves with side dishes until they become very fat. Rancid then brings dessert, and CatDog eats it too. Only then do they realise how bloated they've become. Rancid shows them the bill, which totals a shocking $34,000. Huge, exaggerated bills are a running gag in CatDog whenever Rancid is in charge. To pay off the debt, Rancid makes them work in the bathroom, just like other unlucky debtors. CatDog refuses and pushes Rancid, who challenges them to a sumo fight. He takes off a corset, revealing himself to be even fatter than they are. The match begins with slaps, charges, and body slams that leave CatDog struggling. Rancid's sumo outfit is a parody of wrestling and Japanese sumo culture. Rancid seems unstoppable, but CatDog eats more food and grows bigger. When Rancid leaps at them, they bounce him back. Realizing he is now smaller, Rancid begs for mercy and lowers the bill. CatDog defeats him and escapes, knocking part of the wall down on the way out. The ending joke of CatDog wrecking buildings is another classic series trademark. Hotel CatDog, Part 2, Episode 1. CatDog turn their house into a luxury hotel, complete with palm trees, signs, and fancy decorations. Cat is thrilled, while Dog worries about keeping it running. Winslow asks for milk, but CatDog charge him $20. Soon, a German pig family checks in, and Hans demands chocolate mousse. Hans the pig often appears in CatDog episodes with over-the-top demands. More guests arrive, including scientist Professor Staffwag, who needs quiet, and opera singer Maria Kawes, who practices loudly. Cat tries to balance their requests, but Kawes' singing disrupts Staffwag's work with nitroglycerin. Meanwhile, Hans keeps demanding mousse, and Winslow causes chaos in Cowis' room. The hotel becomes noisier and harder to manage. Professor Starfwag's nitroglycerin gag is a cartoon exaggeration of science experiments gone wrong. Things spiral further when Dog mistakenly brings Hans a real moose. The guests grow angry, the ceiling collapses, and chaos erupts. Cat admits running a hotel was a mistake. The Greaser Dogs open a rival hotel, but it explodes, throwing guests back into CatDog's home. The Greaser Dogs often act as CatDog's rivals, but usually fail spectacularly.
Hey, make it look good, eh?
Rodeo CatDog, Part 1, Episode 2. CatDog go to a state fair, though Cat complains the whole way. They stumble into a rodeo arena where Dog spots a bull and shouts, "Bull!" The bull throws its rider and CatDog get chased until Dog bites its tail and makes it dizzy. In the locker room, Rancid appears and declares CatDog his next rodeo stars, even making them sign autographs. Rancid often tricks CatDog into dangerous or costly schemes for his own profit. CatDog quickly become rodeo performers, impressing fans. The Greaser Dogs try their luck, but the bull knocks Lube around and even climbs into his barrel. Later, Dog sings with a guitar to celebrate their success. But Rancid changes the schedule, forcing CatDog to ride the champion bull, Pointy Horns McGurk. The name Pointy Horns McGurk is a parody of tough cowboy nicknames. CatDog bravely ride Pointy Horns as he leaps, spins, and tries to throw them off. They survive all the stunts and win, but the crowd boos and pelts them with food. Rancid fires them, and they accidentally wander into another arena, this time facing a lion. The ending gag of CatDog escaping danger only to face worse danger is a common series punchline. Teeth for Two, Part 2, Episode 2. CatDog visit the Nearburg Dental Center for a checkup. Cat warns Dog that eating trash for years means he'll need surgery. Inside, Rancid Rabbit is the dentist, and the scary equipment makes them panic. Surprisingly, Dog's teeth are perfect, but Cat's are rotten and full of decay. Rancid often takes on odd jobs in CatDog, from mayor to dentist, always making life harder for the duo. Rancid explains their teeth are connected. Anything one eats affects the other. The surgery will be very painful and expensive if Dog doesn't change his diet. At home, Cat makes healthy food, but Dog sneaks candy, hurting Cat's mouth. This starts a war where both try to destroy each other's teeth in painful ways. The slapstick tooth battles parody classic cartoon rivalries like Tom and Jerry. After crashes, shocks, and even a plane accident, both end up worse. They return for surgery, but Rancid says they also need a costly acid bath for their new allergies, leaving them horrified again. The episode highlights CatDog's theme of sharing consequences despite opposite personalities.
Morning, boys! My nakedness is showing!
Sweet and Lola, Part 1, Episode 3. Lola, a yellow-bellied whip-paw whip, flies into Nearburg and interrupts Cat making origami while Dog plays with his ball. Cat calls her chicken feet, but she corrects him and shows her zoologist diploma. Fascinated by CatDog's body, she even goes in through Dog's mouth and out Cat's, calling them her best study subjects. Cat first refuses, but then agrees, hoping for scientific fame. Lola is one of the few female characters introduced as both quirky and highly intelligent in CatDog. Lola studies CatDog day and night, even spying on them in the bath and during dates, embarrassing them. Her loud experiments and constant interruptions make CatDog frustrated. Cat tries to trick her with a fake rabies scare, but she sees through it. Even the Greaser Dogs can't get rid of her. The Greasers often act as hired troublemakers, but usually fail in comedic ways. Finally, Lola admits she'll leave if asked, but CatDog appreciate how she defended them. They apologize, and Lola promises to respect their privacy. That night, Cat admits he likes Lola, until she steals his donut, making him cry. Food stealing is a recurring gag in the series, often used for funny endings. Rich Shriek, Poor Shriek, Part 2, Episode 3. A fancy party is held at a mansion where Rancid Rabbit orders CatDog, Cliff and Lube to serve food. Dog keeps eating the food instead of serving, annoying Cat, who says this job is their chance to meet rich people. Rancid announces that the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dubois will attend. CatDog overhear the wealthy guests boasting about their superiority. Rancid often places CatDog in humiliating service jobs, usually ending in chaos. Upstairs, Shriek refuses her parents' demand to join the party, saying she belongs with the greasers, not the elite. Still, she goes downstairs and meets CatDog while Cliff and Lube make fools of themselves. Cliff is shocked to see Shriek acting rich and storms out with Lube. Cat, however, dreams of meeting the Prince of Wales. Shriek's rich background is rarely shown, making this episode unusual. Cliff and Lube return, angry, and start a food fight that drags everyone in, including Shriek and her parents. Shriek rejoins the greasers, and the prince insults CatDog, throwing them out. The greasers chase CatDog, with Mr. Dubois joining in. Food fights are a recurring comedic climax in CatDog episodes. CatDogula, Episode 4. CatDog prepare a pumpkin for Halloween. Cat carefully carves a jack-o'-lantern face with a knife, while Dog digs a big hole with a spoon. Excited for costumes, Dog bursts through the pumpkin and runs to a chest, dressing up as Count Dogula. Cat picks a Hawaiian surfer costume, while Winslow shows up as Elvis and brags about a private party. Dog's Count Dogula look is a recurring parody of classic Dracula tropes. On TV, their show is interrupted by a news broadcast where Randolph Grant reports that Mrs. O'Leary's cows were bitten by vampires. The cows rise up as vampire cows and chase Randolph. Dog believes it's real, but Cat insists it's fake news. Meanwhile, Lola, dressed as a witch, spies strange shadows in Nearburg through her binoculars. Randolph Grant often serves as a comic news reporter in CatDog, exaggerating events. At City Hall, Rancid riles up the townsfolk, handing out wooden stakes to fight vampires. Cat still calls it fake, but Dog rushes out trick-or-treating. Lola discovers the real threat, swarms of Peruvian vampire ticks. Later, in the graveyard shortcut, the ticks bite Dog, turning him into a vampire, while Cat is protected by his garlic necklace. The vampire ticks and their leader Nosferatu are original monsters made just for this Halloween special. Dog fully transforms, sprouting fangs and cape, then attacks Cat. Garlic weakens him, and Cat realizes Dog has been bitten. They hide from the angry mob, but Dog's noisy bat form gives them away. Escaping, they meet Lola, who explains the cure. Dog must be dunked in garlic juice before midnight. The cure deadline mirrors classic vampire tales where transformations are permanent after a set time. Lola leads them to an old garlic factory. Nosferatu and his army of ticks turn the mob and greasers into vampires. Cat and Dog barely escape, with Dog fighting his new instincts to bite Cat. Inside the factory, they discover a giant garlic bulb that falls into the juicing machine. The giant garlic bulb is a parody of horror finales where one oversized object saves the day. At midnight, the machine activates, drenching the vampires in garlic juice. Everyone returns to normal, including Dog. Just as things calm down, Winslow reveals a bite from a kid in a werewolf costume. When the full moon appears, he transforms into a real werewolf, sending CatDog and Lola fleeing in fear. Winslow turning into a werewolf is a comedic twist, keeping with the show's tradition of ending episodes on a chaotic gag.
Number 1.
Remain seated. Part 1, Episode 5. Dog plays with toy trains outside, while Cat grows restless. Mervis and Dunglap arrive and tell them about a new roller coaster, the Butt Buster, which zooms 200 miles per hour and has 16 loops. They argue over who should hand CatDog the free tickets, but eventually CatDog accepts. Dog is thrilled to ride, but Cat is terrified. Many CatDog plots revolve around Dog's excitement for danger and Cat's fear of it. At Theme Park Worldland, Dog rushes toward the Butt Buster, while Cat sticks to baby rides. The greasers laugh at them for avoiding the coaster. Cat drags Dog to a water show and a butter-on-a-stick stand, but Dog grows frustrated. He storms off and sneaks into the ride through the employee entrance. Mr. Sunshine, who sells cat butter on a stick, stick often appears in bizarre side gags. On the coaster, the Greasers join CatDog in the same train. Mervis and Dunglap argue over safety controls and break the emergency switch, leaving the ride out of control. The coaster races through loops, the track breaks apart, and Cat barely hangs on. After a wild crash, everyone survives, though shaken. The episode parodies real fears about roller coaster malfunctions in theme parks. CatDog Catcher, Part 2, Episode 5. In his mayor's office, Rancid Rabbit finds his bathtub of coins running low. To get more money, he decides to arrest citizens for not having licenses. At a park, CatDog runs from the Greasers, but Rancid appears and arrests Cliff for not having a dog license. Shriek and Lube get caught too, leaving Cat relieved. Rancid Rabbit's coin baths parody Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. At the pound, Rancid demands fees for dog license tests. The Greasers all fail in silly ways, and Rancid goes off to hunt more victims. He even arrests Mervis and Dunglap for lacking a pig or weasel license. Soon Eddie, Winslow, Mr. Sunshine and random animals are thrown into the pound too. This episode pokes fun at government greed and unnecessary bureaucracy. Eventually, Rancid arrests Dog, though Cat escapes thanks to an old cat license. Inside, Dog and the others fail more tests and grow tired of Rancid's greed. Dog sneaks Cat a message, and Cat reluctantly helps. Shriek makes a key. Mr. Sunshine smashes the door, and the citizens escape. CatDog often use gross-out gags, like swallowing items, to pass them back and forth. The angry mob storms Rancid's office and overpowers him. He's thrown into the pound, forced to bark like a rabbit, while a grungy inmate roughs him up. Episodes usually end with Rancid being humiliated despite his schemes. Talking Turkey, Episode 6. Dog starts writing a Thanksgiving list of things he is thankful for, mostly their friends. Cat complains that the list is unnecessary and says Thanksgiving is about the turkey. Dog wants to visit an orphanage to make kids happy, but Cat wants the turkey instead. The doorbell rings, and Mr. Sunshine delivers bad news. Their turkey order bounced, leaving Cat upset. Thanksgiving episodes often use exaggerated disasters to create humor. Cat worries what would happen if the Greaser dogs had their turkey instead. At the Greaser clubhouse, Lube accidentally brings a cooked map of the country Turkey instead of a bird. Cliff is furious at the mistake, calling it a bad turkey. Meanwhile, CatDog watched the Nearburg Thanksgiving parade on TV, showing floats, balloons, and a living turkey Rancid wants to cook. Rancid Rabbit is often shown as greedy and scheming in CatDog episodes. The parade turkey tries to escape, causing chaos with floats and cops. Dog makes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which Cat refuses. Winslow also refuses food, saying he'd rather starve. Then the turkey from the parade shows up at CatDog's house in a mime costume, calling himself Walt. Anthropomorphized animals are a common theme in CatDog, often wearing costume. Walt explains he is really a turkey and needs to hide from Rancid. Cat tries to cook him, but Walt escapes into the piano hiding spot. Dog finds the space and helps, letting a trapped pig go too. Walt shares his story about Turkey Town, while Cat plots to eat him. Cat often prioritizes food over friendship, creating comedic tension with Dog. Walt climbs a tree to escape Cat, but Cat ends up falling. Dog and Walt convince Cat to spare him, and they all become friends. Later, at Mervis and Dunglap's house, they hold a party with Walt in a Louis XIV costume. The Greasers cause trouble, and Rancid searches for Walt. Costumes and disguises are frequently used for comedic chase sequences in the show. Cat makes a turkey costume from garbage for Walt to escape, and Walt reunites with his mother in Turkey Town. CatDog reveals themselves in the costume to fool Rancid, showing that Thanksgiving is about more than just eating turkey. Finally, the mob discovers a PB&J turkey instead of a real one. CatDog wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving, ending the adventure. PB&J and other gag foods are recurring visual gags in CatDog episodes. Shriek on Ice, Part 1, Episode 7. In a Nearburg alley, the Greasers are beating up CatDog, but Shriek stops, saying she's tired of fighting. At home, Cliff asks Shriek about her change, and she explains she wants more out of life. Shriek imagines the future, where they no longer beat CatDog and decides to pursue figure skating. The greasers laugh at her plan, so she leaves in her car. Shriek is often shown struggling between loyalty to the greasers and following her own dreams. With Shriek gone, Cliff realizes they need a third member, and Eddie joins the greasers. Meanwhile, Dog plays a Mean Bob arcade game for hours while Cat leaves. CatDog finds Shriek at the ice rink, where she asks Rancid to recruit her as a skater. Rancid refuses at first, saying Katarina is unbeatable, but Shriek performs and impresses him, taking Katarina's spot. Rancid Rabbit frequently controls competitions, showing favoritism or personal bias. CatDog praises Shriek and learns she has quit the greasers. On the street, Cliff and Lube plan to see her fail at the skate show. Shriek grooms herself before the competition, destroys a taunting picture of her old greaser friends, and receives gifts from CatDog. At the rink, Cliff tries to sabotage her, but Cat stops him. Ice skating and performance arts are occasionally used in CatDog to show character growth. Shriek performs with CatDog as part of her act, scoring near perfect. Dog and Cat congratulate her, and even Cliff admits she's a great skater. Shriek declares she's always a greaser in spirit, and Eddie is kicked out of the group. CatDog leaves to avoid trouble, and Eddie chooses to join them instead of staying alone. Episodes often show former antagonists, like Eddie, switching sides after seeing the hero's kindness or skill. No Thanks for the Memories, Part 2, Episode 7. CatDog constructs a fish in a bottle very carefully, but Dog overhears a garbage truck and runs outside excitedly, breaking the bottle in the process. Dog goes after the truck, sampling garbage, and Cat is annoyed. A washing machine crashes on them, which leaves Dog stunned and without any memory. Cat realizes that Dog has no memory of who he is and plays a trick on him by telling him things he loves are things he detests. Cat frequently capitalizes on Dog's forgetfulness for his own entertainment. That evening, yet another fish in a bottle strikes Dog on the head, and he behaves like Winslow. The following morning, Cat observes Dog impersonating Winslow and, in a fury, drags him outside. They meet the greasers, who bully them, as always. Dog mocks Cliff, impersonating Lube, which infuriates the greasers. Physical comedy, such as objects striking heads, is often used in CatDog episodes to cause character transformation. Cat helps Dog regain his memory by feeding him garbage, restoring his old personality. The greasers chase them to a bowling alley, where a pile of bowling balls hits everyone, giving them amnesia. Mr. Sunshine arrives, but even he falls into the repetitive, silly loop of amnesia, leaving everyone confused. Mr. Sunshine is frequently used as comic relief in chaotic situations.
And so it can.
CatDog, 3001 Part 1, Episode 8. In this episode, Cat and Dog are eating dinner when Dog enjoys a less messy blue turkey, and Cat complains. Winslow teases Dog, being called a puny little rat, and Cat jokes he might get big in about 1,000 years. Suddenly, CatDog disappears and is transported to the year 3001 by Lolita 7, who wants to save the world using her time transporter machine. Time travel plots in cartoons often exaggerate small actions into huge future consequences, like Cat's joke about Winslow. In the future, Lolita 7 removes Cat, calling him a nasty-looking grocery, leaving Dog alone. Dog gets laser rockets and is hailed as the Great One because of his record of eating 46 hero sandwiches in 7 seconds. The bad guy is Winslow the 98th, a large, blue, malevolent iteration of Winslow, ordering everyone to kneel before me. Cat, stuck in a trash can, objects that he is not a vacuum cleaner. The over-the-top bad guy, Winslow the 98th, comes from the concept of little things becoming enormously threatening after a while. Dog fights Winslow with his rocket abilities, while Cat stands by, eager to get back home. Cat taunts Winslow the 98th, saying that he is a cutie little pussycat, infuriating him. Together, Cat and Dog use 2 beats 1 every time to defeat him. The rebels no longer need the time machine, but Cat insists, "We're CatDog, we belong together," and Lolita 7 sends them home. The episode humorously shows how a joke or small comment can create a dystopian future. Cloud Bursting, Part 2, Episode 8. The The episode starts at the Nürburg Invention Convention, where Rancid Rabbit shows the finalists' invention. Mervis and Dunglap present a two-seater unicycle, but it crashes, leaving them trapped under the walls. The Greaser Dogs present the automatic cat butt pounder, made to annoy Cat. Dog shows his blender beanie, which mixes food but makes it messy, while Cat presents the Mega Solar Tanning Blaster. Many inventions in CatDog are silly exaggerations of the characters' personalities. Lola presents the Rain Master 3000, a plane-like machine that creates rain, and wins the contest. Cat becomes jealous and sneaks into Lola's home at night to sabotage it. Dog sees him and asks why, and Cat lies that he's giving it a tune-up. Cat often acts selfishly, while Dog is more innocent and curious. At the park, Lola demonstrates the Rainmaster, but it crashes and Rancid disqualifies her. Cat uses his tanning blaster, causing a drought, which angers the citizens, and the Greasers pound him. Later, Cat, Dog and Lola fix the Rainmaster together, and Dog powers it to make rain using a watermelon. The machine crashes again, but Lola lands it safely, saving the town. In CatDog, episodes often mix chaos with teamwork lessons by the end. Finally, Dog celebrates by using his messy blender beanie on the citizens, while Cat is left cold and dirty.
I didn't do it. I was just...
Fire Dog, Part 1, Episode 9. CatDog walks through Nürburg and smells a delicious food called fish chili, which leads them into a firehouse. Dog wants to be a firehouse dog and imagines himself helping, but Cat says the job mostly means sitting around. They meet Rancid, who says the firehouse already has a dog, and orders CatDog to mop the floors instead. Dog is unhappy, but Cat is excited about getting the fish chili. The smell of food is often used in cartoons to humorously control characters' actions. Cat tries to get the fish chili, but 6 firefighters go ahead of him, and Rancid says it's only for them. Meanwhile, Lube gets stuck in a tree and Rancid goes to rescue him, still ordering CatDog to clean. A cow farm catches fire when Mr. Sunshine is knocked unconscious. CatDog rushes to help, using milk and a fire hydrant to put out the flames. Using animals or unusual objects to fight fires is a typical cartoon gag. Rancid arrives and fires CatDog, but Dixie the cow and Mr. Sunshine praise them. Rancid changes his mind and lets them keep their jobs. At a ceremony, Cat finally eats the fish chili, but Dog adds hot sauce, making Cat breathe fire. The fire station catches fire and CatDog escapes safely. CatDog's silly food disasters often cause chaos while highlighting their teamwork.
And don't forget, folks, hip-hop.
Dog Show, Part 2, Episode 9. CatDog enter the Nürburg Dog Show, hoping to win a luxury trip to Tropical Island. Cat dreams of paradise, while Dog just wants to compete like a real show dog. Even though Cat reminds him they're not exactly a dog, he insists they'll win using Cat's brains and Dog's strength. They arrive at the show dressed as a fancy, real dog. The episode pokes fun at how humans disguise flaws to fit in, reflected in CatDog's silly costume. At the contest, arrogant Darcy Dwinter mocks them, and the judges include Mean Bob, Murray the Mule, and Camilla Bolesworth. During the question round, Cat tells Dog to lie, but Dog blurts out that he wants a big, meaty bone. Cat fixes it by saying they'd share with hungry dogs. Later, in the swimsuit round, Camilla accuses them may have worms, embarrassing Cat. Camilla's worms comment comically points out the ridiculousness of dog show judging. During the talent round, Darcy conducts surgery while playing piano, whereas CatDog gets discouraged. When they get so close to winning, Dog confesses that they cheated and that they're a cat dog. The audience gets angry, but Rancid Rabbit applauds Dog for being honest and calls him best cat dog in show. The conclusion alludes to real dog show sincerity speeches, but turns it upside down with CatDog's chaotic charm. CatDog triumphantly celebrate and travel to Tropical Island, where they find it's a canine resort. Cat laments that it's his worst nightmare, but Dog happily reassures him that they have 9 fun-filled days to spend. The ironic conclusion recapitulates previous episodes when Cat's fantasies go awry and Dog remains blissfully happy.
Everybody's jealous, 'cause geekers...
The Geekers, Part 1, Episode 10. In this episode, Cat and Dog are constantly bullied by the Greaser dogs. The Greasers ridicule Dog, calling him a pathetic geeks could never be Greasers, and labelling him Geekers. In response to this, Cat and Dog form their own club, naming it the Geekers with Pride. Dog gets fed up living in fear, and Cat also does the same, so they resolve to stick together to defend themselves and others. Geekers is a pun on the word geek, transforming an insult into a term of pride. Cat leads the first club meeting, defining a noble cause to protect the innocent and battle the unprecedented. They make jackets from shower curtains, since leather is too expensive, create a club cheer, and practice walking boldly. People are afraid of their new appearance at first, which makes them self-assured. Dog asks whether they can use their power to accomplish something positive instead of scaring people. Using everyday objects like shower curtains for jackets is just one example of the show's quirky sense of humour and creativity. Taking heart, the Geekers find the guts to confront the Greasers. The Greasers, however, tease them, adding that their underwear is stronger. The Geekers try to shoot back but fail, and Cat laments missing their chance. Dog finds a silver lining, observing that they stood up for themselves, even if the confrontation went badly. The episode comically illustrates how bravado alone isn't sufficient against bullies. The Golden Hydrant, Part 2, Episode 10. Cat trims trees and makes a fancy garden, while Dog smells something and digs up a lump of soil. The soil breaks open, revealing the Golden Hydrant, which Dog says brings good luck to dogs who mark it. Cat doesn't want Dog to urinate on it, so people can admire it. The Greasers, amazed by the hydrant, plan to steal it, and Eddie the squirrel joins them. Topiary trees are often used in cartoons to show a character's neatness or obsession with order. CatDog builds a small museum to display the hydrant with lasers for security. Many people come to see it, including Rancid, who tries to sneak discounts by disguising himself. At night, the Greasers attempt to heist, but CatDog activates traps like crocodiles below the display. Dog saves the hydrant from falling into the crocodiles, while Eddie keeps trying to grab it. Cartoon traps like crocodiles are a classic way to add comedy and danger. Eventually, the hydrant appears fake, but a crocodile swallows CatDog, the Greasers, and Eddie. Inside, Cat finds the real Golden Hydrant. Dog and the others intervene, but Cat declares the hydrant is indeed real. Many cartoons use hidden treasures to drive adventures and conflicts between characters. Lube in Love, Part 1, Episode 11. The episode starts at Lube's garage, where he works on a car engine while listening to a sad song, making him feel lonely. He sighs as he thinks about being alone and wishes for some excitement. Meanwhile, CatDog are driving when their car breaks down, forcing them to visit Lube's garage for repairs. When they ask for help, Lube tells them it will cost hundreds and hundreds, which they cannot afford. Sad music is often used in cartoons to show a character's emotions without needing dialogue. Just then, Mr. Sunshine arrives in a fancy black limousine. He asks Lube to fill it with super expensive Supreme gas. While Lube works, the back window rolls down, revealing a rich woman. Lube instantly falls in love with her, staring dreamily as the limo drives away. Limousines in cartoons often symbolize wealth and status to create humor or envy. CatDog watch all this unfold, realizing Lube is smitten, while Lube dreams of a life with the wealthy woman. Picture this. Part 2, Episode 11. In this episode, Cat wishes Dog had a hobby that didn't involve chasing or rolling in garbage. Dog suggests his old butterfly kit, but Cat finds it too small time and instead gives Dog his camera, declaring him a photographer. Dog excitedly starts snapping photos, beginning with everyday objects such as bones, shoes, and sticks, and then progressing to humans such as Cat, Winslow, and other citizens. Cat gets irritated when Dog continues to photograph him in his sleep. The scene comedically illustrates how Cat's vanity renders him an unwilling photo model. Dog establishes a public photographic display in the hope of impressing all. The photographs, however, tell embarrassing truths. Cat looks foolish, Winslow is absurd, Lola is shown kissing a moose, and the Greaser Dog's secrets are out. Bedlam results as the Greasers get ready to pounce on Dog. In spite of the debacle, a publisher approaches Dog with fame and fortune for a book of these compromising photographs. The show satirizes how art can unintentionally embarrass its subjects. Excited by potential fame, the characters volunteer for more humiliating photos, including Cat in a ballet outfit and the Greasers in silly poses. Dog happily obliges, and the segment ends with everyone embracing their new path to notoriety through photography. The episode plays with the idea that embarrassment can become entertainment and even profit.
Hey, not so tight. Wow, you've done this.
Stunt CatDog, Part 1, Episode 12. In this episode, Cat and Dog watch a spy movie being filmed, and Cat falls for the actress Tula, wanting a kiss scene with her. When the original stuntman is hurt, Cat quickly volunteers them both, claiming they are perfect for stunts. Dog, enthusiastic, boasts about their talents and impresses the director, Rancid Rabbit. Cat is apprehensive about the danger, but driven by the prospect of the kiss. This episode comically depicts Cat valuing romance over safety, a series running joke. While doing the stunts, Cat consistently betrays Dog to obtain the kisses, and Dog crashes repeatedly. In spite of the commotion, Dog insists on doing more due to their stuntmen promise. The last stunt is a jump from high altitude, and Cat is afraid, but Dog persuades him to concentrate on the kiss. They crash and are temporarily lost from each other, resulting in the confusion about who exactly Tula kissed. CatDog's separation then mirrors events from the earlier segment, CatDog Divided.
Guys, I just figured you could use the extra tools.
Greasers in the Mist, Part 2, Episode 12. In this episode, Cat and Dog take cover in a blueberry bush, afraid of the Greaser Dogs. Cat understands that all villains have a weakness, or pork fat, and that they need to determine what the Greaser's weakness is in order to defeat them. Drawing inspiration from his idol, Mean Bob, Cat constructs a high-tech surveillance van equipped with monitors, tape recorders, a computer, and even a bowling alley for the purpose of monitoring the Greasers. Dog is fascinated by animal aggression and agrees to help with the research. The term pork fat is a humorous way the show explains a villain's secret weakness. They hire Lola Caracola as Agent Lola to infiltrate the Greasers' hideout, disguised in hidden microphones and cameras. Lola fakes a desire to become a Greaser, and they use her to test her toughness by subjecting her to intense ordeals. Cat and Dog sit anxiously, waiting for her to catch their pork fat. Lola's fearlessness is an homage to spy movie cliches, where undercover operatives are given impossible tests. The scheme goes awry when the Greasers spot the camera, but they're impressed with Lola. They're about to show their vulnerability, but Cat and Dog burst in to rescue her, infuriating Lola for spoiling the operation. The Greasers resume their bullying, and Cat offers himself up for additional science. The sketch extends the recurring gag of CatDog's fascination with science and experimentation. Doo-Wop Diggity, Part 1, Episode 13. In this episode, Winslow discovers the Greaser Dogs singing their theme song and is amazed, calling their voices heavenly. He decides to manage them and make them stars, promising sold-out concerts. Winslow thinks they need a missing piece, so he convinces them to team up with CatDog, creating a band called Winslow's Whoppers, specializing in doo-wop music. Despite initial threats, the Greasers agree to join. Winslow's idea of forming a band is a parody of real-life boy bands and supergroups. The band works hard, rehearsing in the bathroom for its wonderful acoustics. Winslow makes everybody work hard, and Cat attempts to snatch favoured singing roles. The band adopts a slogan, all for one and one for all, but tensions emerge due to trivial complaints, such as Cat not receiving a baseball cap, or Cliff insisting on having a larger dressing room. The bathroom practice gag alludes to the ancient echo chamber method of music recording. Prior to the major concert, disagreements break up the band. Winslow is devastated, equating the breakup to Elvis the Red. Cat and Dog feel guilty for missing out on stardom. The Greaser Dogs show up, reminding them that they still enjoy bothering CatDog. The segment humorously highlights how ego and small conflicts can destroy music groups, even in cartoons. Cat Documentary, Part 2, Episode 13. The episode starts with Dog chasing a ball outside, which lands in Lola's electric hammock. Lola gives the ball back and greets Dog happily. Suddenly, Mr. Bottomlina arrives in a car, demanding that Lola finish a CatDog documentary immediately. Lola explains that the money meant for the movie was spent on the hammock. Electric hammocks are rare in real life, but are often used in cartoons to exaggerate luxury. Lola asks CatDog to help make the documentary, even though it might lose money. Filming begins in the park, with Winslow acting and CatDog showing love and hostility in different scenes. The Greasers are filmed tormenting Cat, and Mr. Sunshine and Eddie are made to wear baby clothes to participate. Lola also applies makeup on Mervis and Dunglap, even though they don't know how. Cartoons often use baby outfits for comedic effect on adult characters. Later, CatDog and Lola rush the film to the theatre, crashing into two people in line. The movie Mondo CatDog shows CatDog in a cardboard jungle encountering Winslow and a Greasosaurus. Scenes include CatDog courting a female CatDog and hatching a baby. Cat thinks the movie should be a slasher instead, but the audience loves it. Parody documentaries are common in cartoons, often exaggerating wildlife behaviours humorously. Mr. Bottomlina praises Lola, gives them money, and CatDog and Lola go on a speedboat vacation. They crash into Bottomlina's boat, who demands they repair it and make a sequel. Speedboat chaos is a frequent cartoon trope for action and comedy.
I'm sorry, officer, but
Kooky Prank Day, Part 1, Episode 14. The episode starts with Cat being woken up by an alarm, only to be scared by a cardboard cutout of Cliff. He throws it at Dog and complains about Kooky Prank Day. Winslow tells Cat the reason he hates the day is that he never makes good pranks, and that if he did, he would order pizza for everyone. Dog heads out, but Cat insists on going to the Nearburg Park picnic/barbecue. Kooky Prank Day is a fictional holiday in CatDog that exaggerates pranks for comedic effect. Dog and Winslow prank Cat with fake news and snow. At the park, Cat is tricked by a decoy Mervis, whose head explodes and pies him. Both Dunglap and the real Mervis yell, "Double whammy!" at him. Later, a police car chases CatDog, who gets caught by officers resembling the Greasers. Cartoon decoys and double whammy gags are common visual jokes in slapstick animation. At the park, Rancid warns about radioactive bears, but it's actually Mr. Sunshine and Eddie in costumes. Cat experiences more pranks with zapping ties and exploding potato salad from Lola. Fed up, Cat declares he will cancel Kooky Prank Day. Suddenly, a spaceship appears, and Cat uses a laser to scare everyone, proving himself a master prankster. Aliens and spaceships are frequently used in cartoons to create humorous, over-the-top conflict. In the end, friendly Phrenolote aliens appear, and CatDog reveals they controlled a giant alien with a remote. Cat tells Dog the pizza is on Winslow, and they both declare they love Kooky Prank Day. Cartoons often use remote-controlled giant creatures for dramatic and comedic effect.
Here you go, TG!
Not like that.
Back to School, Part 2, Episode 14. The episode starts with Cat and Dog having breakfast. Cat goes through a box of high school items, planning to wear his Letterman jacket to the reunion, but Dog says the jacket is his. Cat mistakes Dog's diving award for his own achievement. While looking through the yearbook, Cat sees pictures of himself, Dog, and his old crush Sally, and wants to see her again at the dance. Letterman jackets are a common symbol of high school pride in American culture. Cat finds a diploma, but his name isn't on it. He visits their old school to fix it. Principal Rancid tells Cat he never graduated because he skipped the last day of school. To get his diploma and attend the reunion, Cat must go back for one day. Missing the last day of school is a classic comedic reason for a character's unfinished business in cartoons. At school, Cat and Dog attend science class with Lola as the teacher and relatives of the Greasers as students. Dog accidentally causes a chemical explosion, making him popular. In English class, Sally teaches The Great Catsby, and Cat's love note to her gets him embarrassed. Dog thinks the poem is sweet, even crying. The Great Catsby is a humorous pun on The Great Gatsby. During lunch, a food fight erupts, and Cat gets blamed, ending in detention. In gym class, Cat must climb a rope to prove himself. After failing at first, he remembers his past failure, gets determined, and finally rings the bell with his tongue. Cat earns Sally's heart and his diploma. On the way to the dance, a police check reveals Cat doesn't have a driver's license, shocking him. Gym class challenges are often used in cartoons to create tension and humour. Monster Truck Folly, Part 1, Episode 15. CatDog find themselves at a monster truck rally. Cat, who hates monster trucks, loses his temper and starts smashing not only the trucks, but also accidentally hits his friends. The Greasers watch and laugh at the chaos. Afterward, they give both Cat and Dog's truck a heavy pounding. Monster trucks are frequently employed in cartoons to produce over-the-top, exaggerated action sequences. Cat then delivers one strong punch that totally wrecks their truck, sealing the fight. Once Cat has cooled down, he apologizes to all for the destruction he unleashed. In the meantime, the crowd and friends also forgive him, displaying the typical cartoon reset of destruction. Dog also backs Cat and comforts him. The reset after chaos is a common trope in animated series, letting episodes end without long-term consequences. Rancid announces a new event, an extreme dirt bike sword fight to the death every Sunday. Hearing this, Cat immediately goes insane again, setting up another episode of chaos. Combining sports with exaggerated combat is a staple of cartoon humor, emphasizing action over realism. CatDog's Gold, Part 2, Episode 15. CatDog makes pancakes with Lola at their house. Lola shows Cat a giant, genetically modified ostrich egg, but Cat ignores it and eats pancakes. Dog enjoys honey and gobbles his up quickly, prompting Cat to scream at him for using too much honey. Lola tells Dog that honey is not from trees, but from bees, and that they can produce their own in the backyard. An interesting fact about honeybees is that they can produce approximately 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey per day. CatDog and Lola begin constructing a beehive, but things go wrong. The blueprint escapes, boards collapse on them, and nails make them prickle. Lola completes the hive, but gets dizzy after buzzing around. They discover that there is a tree with a free beehive and put on bee suits to get the bees to relocate to their new hive. The queen bee consents, and the bees move. Queen bees are the sole fertile females within a hive and are responsible for guiding the colony. After a week, Cat attempts to harvest honey by herself but gets stung. Dog eats too much honey and becomes stuffed. They use smoke to calm the bees, allowing CatDog to collect honey safely. Later, the bees take up residence in CatDog's house, forcing Cat to work under their supervision, while Dog enjoys the sweet results. Silence, Please, Part 1, Episode 16. CatDog tries to pay their house bills, but Dog eats a stamp and a bill, upsetting Cat. Suddenly, both lose their voices, and the TV reports that Nürburg is hit by epidemics, causing colour blindness and laryngitis. Everyone becomes colourblind and can't speak properly. Rancid comes to their door using signs to demand payment, but CatDog claims they have no money. CatDog starts selling apples, but residents are not interested. The Greasers try to take their apples, so CatDog flees and crashes into bank robbers, accidentally getting the robbers' money. They debate whether to keep the money or return it. CatDog uses a building lift and clever maneuvers to escape police, Greasers and robbers. The idea of using hand cars on railroads originated in the 19th century. In the pursuit, they avoid alligators and hazardous obstacles, and ultimately push a cabin down a mountain into a huge snowball that smashes into the bank. They pay back the money to the police, return the money to the poor lady, and colour blindness ceases. Rancid reappears, explaining that he had only required skin cream for a bout of boxing and not remuneration. Laryngitis may result in temporary voice loss, usually through infection or overexertion. Beware of Cliff, episode 17. Cliff gets trapped under a huge pile of weights at the gym and promises to stop being mean if he ever gets free. Shriek and Lube dislike his change and try to make him mean again, while Cat stays cautious, thinking Cliff might be planning something. CatDog goes on a picnic, and Cliff shows up with an umbrella, surprising Cat, who thinks Cliff wants to hurt them, but he's just being kind. Shriek and Lube come to the picnic, and Cat wants to offer punch, but Shriek says they only came to punch CatDog. Umbrellas were first invented in ancient China over 4,000 years ago. Cliff reaches his breaking point and starts beating Shriek and Lube to protect CatDog, then kindly offers them lemonade or iced tea. Cat thanks Cliff and they share a hug. Cliff goes to get firewood for roasting marshmallows, but a falling tree hits him, making him mean again. He joins Shriek and Lube, and they decide to target Skinny Cliff instead. Marshmallows were originally made from a plant sap before being manufactured as candies. The episode ends with Lube calling it the stupidest ending ever. Greasers are often depicted in media as rebellious youths with leather jackets and slicked back hair. Rinky Dinks, Part 1, Episode 18. In this episode, a big snowstorm covers Nearburg, with 15 inches of snow, freezing Lake Nearburg. Dog is excited to go ice skating, but Cat is afraid of falling into the water, calling ice hard water. Dog convinces him the ice is thick enough, and Cat joins reluctantly, clumsily skating, while Dog performs fancy moves like a double axel and a triple spin. Their fun is interrupted by the Greaser Dogs, who claim the lake as their hockey rink and demand CatDog leave. Cat's fear of water is a recurring gag throughout the series. Dog decides the dispute can only be solved with a hockey game. Cat is terrified, but joins after being called a chicken. The game is chaotic, with body checks, blocks, and even a hot cocoa break. Cat tries to quit when he sees the ice melting. The episode exaggerates winter dangers humorously with melting ice tension. Motivated by Dog, Cat rallies and plays courageously. The score is tied, and one goal will decide the winner. Despite his fear of water, Cat pushes forward and CatDog scores, winning the lake. They celebrate, but realize the ice is mostly gone, making it a moral victory. Cat safely leads them back to dry land, and Dog praises his bravery. The final chaotic goal features classic slapstick with a boom boom splat sound effect. Hypnotized, Part 2, Episode 18. Cat and Dog find a dried monkey's paw in this episode, which Dog demonstrates can put anyone into a trance. Cat doesn't believe it will work at first, but Winslow falls asleep immediately, doing silly things like dancing and juggling after being asked. Cat is amazed and apologizes to Dog for disbelief in hypnotism. Dog even uses it on Cat and makes him a great bowler and dancer. The dry monkey's paw is a tongue-in-cheek reference to traditional supernatural fiction in which wishes take on magical effects. Cat decides to utilize the paw in order to humiliate the Greaser Dogs. Dog fears it's cruel, but Cat assures them they will only embarrass them and not harm them at all. When they attempt to do so, the Greasers do not flinch, leaving Cat flustered. Cat understands the Greasers' minds are too tough to hypnotize. The Greaser Dogs' immunity humorously highlights their long-standing role as unstoppable bullies. In desperation, Cat hypnotizes Dog into thinking he's a karate champion. Dog fights the Greasers, defeating them, and Cat learns he can succeed with self-belief alone, no paw needed. They embrace confidence, with Cat declaring he is now the world's fastest cat. The episode promotes the message that believing in yourself can be more powerful than magic. CatDog, Part 1, Episode 19. Winslow watches a commercial for Rancid Rabbit's candy, the Rancid Bar. Cat and Dog argue over lunch. Cat wants a white fish chub, while Dog wants a moldy beef sub. During their fight, they knock food onto themselves, creating a strange pink goo that explodes. Winslow tastes it and declares it the best candy ever. so CatDog agrees and decides to make more. The first candy bars were made in the 19th century. CatDog changes their house with candy cane colours and builds a candy-making fighting machine. Mervis and Dunglap help, being tossed around while mixing ingredients. The candy becomes very popular, and Mr. Sunshine delivers it worldwide. Rancid grows jealous and hires the greasers to steal CatDog's candy formula. Candy factories often use machines that mix ingredients at high speeds. Rancid copies the candy, but it tastes bad. He attacks CatDog's house with a tank. CatDog fights back with creative candy weapons, using nuclear nougat and chocolate milk balls. Their candy stops Rancid, but it causes a side effect. Everyone, including CatDog, goes bald. Some foods can have unexpected side effects if ingredients react strangely. Moving on up. Part 2, Episode 19. CatDog are making a pizza when the doorbell rings. Mr. Sunshine tells them that Horseduck passed away and left them land on Lake Wanamaker. CatDog are sad, but also excited to live on the lake. Lake Wanamaker is a fictional location in the show, often used for chaotic adventures. At the lake, Rancid tries to buy the land, but Mr. Sunshine tells him it belongs to CatDog. Angry, Rancid throws Mr. Sunshine into the lake. CatDog leaves their house, and Winslow thinks the house will be his. Dog misses the house, so they tow it with their car. In cartoons, houses moving on wheels or skates is a common gag for chase scenes. As they travel to Nearburg, Rancid sabotages them at a movable bridge, making CatDog's car fall into the river. Cats and dogs chase the rolling house, which hits a statue, but CatDog retrieves it. On a mountain, they pull the house on roller skates toward Lake Wanamaker. Rancid destroys part of the road, forcing a detour. Roller skate or moving houses often symbolize determination and clever problem-solving in cartoons. Finally, CatDog's house reaches Lake Wanamaker, while Rancid sucks the lake dry and leaves. Winslow sees the empty lake, shocked by Rancid's antics. Villains often exaggerate actions like draining lakes to show comedic chaos in animation.
I guess there's only one thing left to say to the greasers now.
New Cat in Town, Part 1, Episode 20. The Greasers watch a Catzilla movie at a theatre. Lube gets scared of the giant cat, but Cliff tells him it's not real. Eddie tries to talk about what he would do to Catzilla, but Cliff dunks him in popcorn and throws him into a trash bin. He warns the Greasers they can tease him, but not treat him like trash. Popcorn pranks and messy gags are common comedic devices in cartoons. The next day, Cat and Dog see on TV that a giant monster cat attacked Farburg and is coming toward Nearburg. Dog spots the giant cat, which says, "must get greasers," meaning it wants to punish the greasers. Cat thinks the giant cat can help defeat them, so they leave to meet it. The giant cat helps catch the greasers by curling them into a ball. Giant animals in cartoons often act as unexpected helpers or obstacles. CatDog discovers the giant cat is a robot piloted by Eddie, who wants to turn Nearburg into a walnut farm. Eddie enslaves the townspeople to make nut paste inside Big Cat. CatDog and the greasers escape using a giant hamster wheel which smashes into a train. Eddie is exposed, lands in Cliff's hands, and faces punishment for his plan. Using robots piloted by characters is a classic cartoon twist to create surprise and humor.
Out of here before we run out of air!
Let's not fight, Lola.
CatDog's Booty, Part 2, Episode 20. In this episode, Cat and Dog hear the tale of the famous pirate Orangebeard, who went down with his treasure after a fight centuries ago. Cat thinks the treasure is really deep underwater, 20,000 legs under the sea, and only a daring fool would go after it. Dog jumps at the chance immediately, loving the adventure. The Orangebeard name is a playful reference to traditional pirate stories, the kind like Blackbeard or Redbeard. In order to get to the treasure, they offer to assist Lola Caracola with her bathysphere, explaining that they wish to study uncommon sea snails. Cat deceptions Lola regarding their actual objective, and Dog is conflicted over keeping Cat content and assisting Lola. While going downward, Cat identifies a pregnant sea snail, which is actually a sunken pirate vessel. A bathysphere is an actual deep-sea investigation equipment applied within ocean science. At the bottom, they recover Orangebeard's wreck and treasure chest. Lola is displeased with Cat's deceit, but they decide to divide the treasure 60-10.
You also.
Forgive me, also.
CatDog and the Great Parent Mystery, Episode 1, Season 4, Part 1, Nearburg holds its big Parents' Day celebration, but Cat and Dog are left out because they don't have parents. They watch from a fence, and Dog remembers happy times with Mum and Dad, while Cat says they've always been on their own. Dog wishes their parents would find them, so he decorates their wagon with signs and balloons, but Lube breaks it by accident. Dog attempts to comfort Cat at home, telling him that their parents must have tried to find them but were unsuccessful. Cat refuses to believe their parents care, but Dog is adamant that they do, and he wants to go find them. That evening, Cat secretly glances at his baby pacifier and blankie, hoping his parents are searching for him, but returns to sleep. The following morning, the news foretells that old Up-and-Chuck Geyser is going to burst. Winslow recalls the day CatDog first came to Nearburg, spat out by the geyser. Cat realizes they are from Yonderland, where the geyser is located. Cat agrees to go there with Dog to search for their parents. Meanwhile, the Greaser Dogs plan to follow them to beat the CatDog family. Along the road, Dog annoys Cat with sock puppets of their parents. They reach a UFO landing site, are abducted by aliens, and Cat tells Dog to mess with the controls. The ship goes out of control, aliens escape, Winslow is taken with them, and CatDog crash land back on Earth, only to encounter Bessie, the lake monster. Old Up-and-Chuck is a recurring landmark in CatDog, often linked to their arrival in Nearburg. Part 2. CatDog is swallowed by Bessie, and Dog treats it as one of his parent theories. They search Bessie's stomach for their parents, but are burned by stomach acid. Winslow appears in a submarine to give a tour, but leaves them to escape another way. CatDog forms a hairball from their fur, which Bessie ejects, launching them into the sky. They land on a rock in a dark forest, and Dog sniffs for signs of their parents, but they encounter fire ants. Cat, tired of Dog's theories, insists on heading straight to Yonderland. On the way, they reach Yokelberg, home of the McDogs and Catfields, celebrating 50 years of peace. CatDog thinks the leaders might be their parents. Dog supports the idea using his amnesia theory. However, it turns out Hound Dog and Pussycat are actually Lube's parents, leaving Cat relieved he's not related to them. A wedding begins by custom, but Winslow interrupts, preventing Cat from being forced to marry. Dog's parent theories are a recurring comedic element, blending imagination with wild adventure. Part 3. The Catfields and McDogs feud, blaming CatDog for the chaos. Both sides climb on CatDog's body, throwing objects, which leads to the town being destroyed. CatDog escapes on a log, while the feuding animals chase them. They ride a geyser back to Yonderland. Dog becomes discouraged, and Cat comforts him, assuring him they have each other. Suddenly, a teal, four-eyed monster appears. Dog immediately recognizes it as their mother, while a frog inside the monster is their father. CatDog's parents explain they adopted them after old Up-and-Chuck erupted, separating them. Flashbacks show happy times together before the eruption. Winslow arrives, but leaves when the Greasers and Yokelbergers pursue CatDog. To escape, Cat ties Dog and their parents together, dives into the geyser vortex, and returns to Nearburg. Bessie swallows the enemies. Lastly, CatDog celebrates Parents' Day with their real parents, happy to have found them and returned home safely. The union of geysers, monsters, and family visit fits the wild, fanciful escapades common to CatDog.
No, I'm supposed to save him.
Harasslin Match, Part 1, Episode 4. Winslow's niece and nephew, Brat and Runt, come to visit but end up causing a lot of trouble. They bother Winslow so much that he decides to retire and leave. After that, they start messing with CatDog too, thinking it's just fun and games. CatDog gets really upset and tries to convince Winslow to come back. Winslow's catchphrase is, "What are you, nuts?" A line fans of CatDog will recognize. At first, Winslow says no, because Brat and Runt made him feel too sad to even say his catchphrase or laugh. But after thinking it over, Winslow decides to return. He challenges Brat and Runt to a harassing contest. The winner gets to stay with CatDog. Winslow easily beats them with his classic tricks, and the kids have to go back home to their mum. Winslow lives in CatDog's house, usually in the wall between them. Dog the Not So Mighty, Part 2, Episode 4. A year after Dog saved Rancid's life, the town throws a big party to celebrate Dog the Mighty Day. Everyone is excited, but Cat doesn't want to be Dog's sidekick anymore, because he finds it embarrassing. When Randolph finds out that Dog is sidekick free, he happily takes Cat's place. From then on, Cat is ignored and left out while Dog and Randolph enjoy all the fame and fun. Dog's superhero name is Dog the Mighty, and he really gets into the role with a cape and all. Feeling jealous and left out, Cat comes up with a sneaky plan. He tries to prove Dog isn't really a hero by making a statue fall on Rancid. But Dog saves Rancid once again, becoming a hero for the second time. Cat also helps by catching the statue, so he's allowed to be a sidekick again. Now, Dog has two sidekicks, Randolph and Cat, also known as Kid Kitty. Cat's superhero name, Kid Kitty, is a fun twist that matches Dog's heroic style. Mean Bob, We Hardly Knew Ye, Part 1, Episode 5. The episode starts at the 12th annual Mean Bob Superfan Convention in Nearburgh Square Garden. CatDog watches a live show where Mean Bob fights Evil Eric. When Evil Eric threatens to drop Mean Bob into acid, Dog jumps on stage to save him, but accidentally knocks him out. The crowd gets mad and chases CatDog, so they run home with the unconscious Mean Bob. Mean Bob is Dog's favourite action hero, often seen in CatDog's TV and movie spoofs. At home, Mean Bob wakes up with amnesia, not knowing who he is. Dog tries to help him remember by acting out scenes from his movies. Cat keeps getting hurt in the reenactments and wants Mean Bob out of the house. Still, Dog believes Evil Eric erased Mean Bob's memory. Evil Eric is the classic villain in the Mean Bob movie series that Dog loves to reenact. After many failed attempts, Mean Bob finally remembers himself during a fight between Cat and Dog. Later, Evil Eric shows up with angry fans, demanding Mean Bob finish the show. Mean Bob and Dog try to escape using a rocket launch pad from a cereal box. Mean Bob launches but crashes, loses his memory again, and gets taken away. The Mean Bob rocket jetpack comes from Dog's favourite breakfast, Mean Bob corn dogs. In the end, Dog realizes that maybe that wasn't the real Mean Bob. Cat jokes it's the smartest thing Dog said in the last 11 minutes. Dog hugs Cat and says he's not that dumb after all. This episode plays on superhero and movie fan culture, full of parody and chaos. CatDog in Winslow Land, Part 2, Episode 5. At home, Dog reads from a Mean Bob book when Winslow shows him a tennis ball from his attic. Cat is surprised to learn Winslow even has an attic. Winslow hints he has many secrets up there and leaves, accidentally leaving his door open. Curious, Cat throws the tennis ball into Winslow's hole and he and Dog follow it. Winslow often disappears through tiny holes. This episode reveals how he travels so fast. Inside, they find Winslow's strange room. Cat accidentally opens a hidden passage, leading them to a museum about Winslow's family. It's filled with dioramas showing generations of harassment. Dog finds his ball, while Cat discovers a sealed room and opens it, sucking them into tubes used by Winslow to pop up everywhere. Winslow's historical hall shows he comes from a long line of professional pests. They land in a gift shop and find creepy Winslow toys, and hints of a plan to replace Cat's brain with cheese. Soon, robot toys attack them, and they try to escape. A trick door reads, "Curiosity killed the cat," trapping them further. The line "Curiosity killed the cat" is a play on Cat's nosy nature, often getting him into trouble. In a dark arena, Winslow sends a giant tennis ball after them. As CatDog runs, the town watches the chase on TV, thanks to antennas Winslow sold for They escape into a strange, physics-defying room, but the ball keeps coming. Finally, the floor opens, dropping them into a chamber full of tennis balls. Cat is harassed by robot Winslows and laughs uncontrollably until he begs for water. Winslow's ultimate prank includes robot versions of himself, and even Cat can't help but laugh.
Says I.
Cat Gone Bad, Part 1, Episode 6. In this episode, Cat is shown as a neat and responsible cat, with his bed made, books organised, and bills ready to mail. Dog, meanwhile, has completed his Meats of the World collection, sculpted from chewed bubblegum. Cat complains that the house would be a shamble if he acted like Dog. The contrast between Cat and Dog highlights the classic order versus chaos theme often used in cartoons. Their lives change when they meet the alley cats, a group Cat sees as lazy hooligans. Despite his dislike, Cat is drawn to their fun music and carefree attitude, confessing he can't help digging it. He embraces their lifestyle, eating and living messily, and renames himself Scat Cat. He even gets a silly tattoo and stops paying bills. The name Scat Cat is likely a playful nod to jazz slang for improvisation and carefree living. Dog tries to keep things tidy, but Scat Cat and the alley cats trash the house, leading to conflict. They settle the fight with a dangerous competition called the Double Death Drive, DD. During the contest, Scat Cat becomes scared and admits he wants to be responsible again. Dog saves him, and the alley cats call him a coward. Cat happily returns to his old responsible self, and Dog learns about chores while Cat had his identity crisis. The Double Death Drive is a humorous exaggeration, showing the extreme lengths of cartoon competitions.
After that, the tidal wave washed us onto the shore.
The Old CatDog and the Sea, Part 2, Episode 6. The episode begins with a celebrity named Tallulah promoting a fishing contest and a toy lure called the Talking Taloo Lure. She says the contest winner gets a cruise trip. Cat gets excited and pretends to be Captain Cat, claiming he once caught a giant fish named Sore Nose. He even shows off a fish mounted on his wall and begins telling a wild fishing tale while trying to keep Dog quiet. Tallulah is one of the rare celebrity characters to appear in the CatDog series. In Cat's story, he and Skippy, really Dog, battle sea monsters, pirates, and even aliens while chasing Sore Nose. The tale gets crazier with sea chimps and tidal waves, ending with Cat being honoured as a hero. But Dog accidentally ruins it by revealing the truth. Cat admits the fish was from a garage sale and the story was fake. Tallulah disqualifies Cat for lying, saying fishing adventures should be honest. Ironically, Dog wins the contest fairly and gets the cruise prize. Cat comes along but has to stay in a room full of crabs. Dog tells Tallulah that Cat tends to embellish stories a lot. Embellish means to stretch the truth, something Cat does almost every episode.
What a simpleton! I wouldn't get...
Cone Dog, Part 1, Episode 7. In this episode, Dog wears a medical cone to protect a tick bite on his ear, but Cat discovers it works like a powerful microphone. With it, Cat can hear everyone's secrets, even Winslow talking from far away. Excited, Cat decides to use this to control the town, stopping surprises from the greasers and avoiding scams. The idea of a simple medical cone becoming a spy device is a humorous exaggeration of cartoon logic. Cat quickly exploits the cone, learning secrets from the mayor and others, and starts blackmailing them. Using this information, he forces the townspeople and the greasers to build a cat empire, with Dog stuck wearing the cone because Cat threatens to expose his deep, dark secret. Dog becomes uncomfortable, but fears Cat's threats. Dog's unquestioning obedience plays on the classic reluctant sidekick trope in cartoons. Eventually, Dog declares he doesn't care about his secret, inspiring the townspeople to confess theirs. People reveal embarrassing facts, like wearing pink fuzzy bodysuits. With secrets exposed, Cat loses power and the townspeople chase him away. Dog is finally free and runs off, starting a new adventure. The episode shows a clever twist on the saying, "The truth shall set you free."
159?
The Ballad of Ole 159, Part 2, Episode 7. The episode begins with Pete the Polecat singing as Dog chases a garbage truck named Old 159. Pete breaks the fourth wall and tells the story of Old 159's past, but gets run over by the truck mid-speech. In a flashback, a young dog sees Old 159 for the first time, driven by a cheerful Mr. Sunshine. Dog is instantly fascinated and starts chasing it, beginning his lifelong obsession. Mr. Sunshine used to be much happier in the past before becoming grumpy in later episodes. Years later, adult Dog still loves Garbage Day. Cat invents the Garbage Guzzler to control garbage better and stop Dog's chasing. At a public event, Rancid wants to destroy Old 159, but Dog stops him and challenges the Guzzler to a trash collecting contest against Old 159. The Garbage Guzzler is shaped like a UFO and ends up causing more chaos than help. During the contest, Mr. Sunshine speeds up when Dog chases Old 159. Cat loses control of the Guzzler, which ends up sucking up almost everything, including people, roads, and trash. Old 159 wins the contest, and the guzzler explodes, spitting everything back out. Rancid brings Old 159 back to service. The episode pokes fun at how some inventions, meant to help just make bigger messes. At the end, Mr. Sunshine finds a letter stuck in Old 159's seat from years ago about clown college. He blames Pete for not telling him and throws him in a garbage can. Dog hopes Mr. Sunshine will become a clown, but Mr. Sunshine proudly says he'll keep being a garbage man. Pete sings once more before getting run over by Old 159 again. Pete the polecat gets flattened multiple times but keeps coming back to sing. Vexed of Kin, Part 1, Episode 8. In this episode, Dog is excited for their parents' visit, while Cat warns him to stay calm, expecting a quiet weekend. Upon the arrival of Mum and Dad, Cat goes all out to impress them with high-dollar gifts, such as a floating lounger for Dad and a high-tech foot massager for Mum. Dog, however, presents them with his favourite trash, which pleases the parents more than Cat's gifts. The punchline is derived from the parents placing more value on Dog's lowly, silly gift over Cat's lavish offerings. Having a jealous mind, Cat tries to tarnish Dog's image by damaging the RV and accusing Dog of it. Dog, thinking he is guilty, apologizes to their parents, but they praise him for taking responsibility. Furious, Cat confesses, and the parents argue over whose side of the family gave him his dramatic nature. This borrows from the time-honored cartoon convention of sibling rivalry, escalating to farcical mayhem. Eventually, Cat is made to feel left behind, but Mum assures him they love him just as much. Dad makes light of Dog being superior, then catches himself. Cat and Dog make up, and Dog addresses Cat as his favourite brother. Mum and Dad depart, with Dad driving the RV in a comically incorrect direction. The episode emphasises the unconditionality of parental love, even in the presence of sibling rivalry. Meet Dog's Friends, Part 2, Episode 8. Dog and Cat start the episode in a meat storage basement, where Dog eats all the remaining meat and begs Cat to buy more. Cat says meat is too expensive, but Dog claims meat grows on trees thanks to a guy named Johnny Meatseed, a story Cat dismisses as silly. To prove his point, Cat shows Dog where meat really comes from by turning on the Meat Channel. They watch a video hosted by Randolph showing animals going into Smiley's House of Laughter and coming out as meat boxes. A broken sign reveals the dark truth. It's actually Miley's House of Slaughter. Dog is horrified. The show parodies A Christmas Carol with food-based ghosts visiting Dog like the spirits in the classic tale. That night, Dog has food-themed nightmares. He's visited by ghostly meals, Heinz the hamburger, Esperanza the taco, and Frank the hot dog. Each reveals how they were once living creatures Dog ate. Dog wakes up terrified and swears off meat forever. Dog believes hot dogs are made from actual dogs until Frank sets the record straight. Dog then sees all food as friends, even fruits, veggies, and rocks. So he runs into the wilderness, confused and starving. Back home, he blocks the door, refusing to eat anything. Cat tries to reason with him, saying he's just hallucinating from hunger. Dog checks his do not eat list and realizes Cat isn't on it, so he tries to eat him. Dog's logic is chaotic, but it often leads to some of the show's funniest moments. Just in time, Johnny Meatseed shows up and offers to help by planting meat trees. Cat agrees, and soon magical meat trees grow around their home. Dog happily chases the meat, while Cat repeatedly falls trying to stop him. Meatseed laughs, calling it the magic of meat. Johnny Meatseed is a parody of Johnny Appleseed, the American folk hero who planted apple trees. The show was quite a different breed from the rest, and there was something about it that kept the episodes engaging. If you enjoyed the journey of looking back at this cartoon classic,